It all comes down to this championship weekend in the California Collegiate League. Two teams have outlasted the rest, setting the stage for a dramatic series here at Monte Vista High School. The South champion Academy Barons and the North champion host Walnut Creek Crawdads square off in a best-of-3 set for the right to call themselves CCL champions right here on the Crawdads streaming network. Good afternoon, everybody. Alongside Charlie Limoncelli, I'm Harry Setrakian. Our producer is Jack Brooks, and well, if we take a look, Charlie, at how these two teams got here, a bit of a different path for the two. For the Academy Barons clinched the 3 seed in the South, which by all means is a very, very tough thing to do. Really came down to the last couple of games in the season, took down the reigning defending back-to-back champs Conejo Oaks in the first round of the South Wild Card. Then coming up against the #1 Orange County Riptide, who had the bye. It was a thrashing. Barons won 16-5, scored 7 runs in the first inning, and just early offense had them outpowering a team that was favored to win the CCL championship throughout the year from start to finish. And for the Crawdads, was really a tough battle, down to the wire, grabbing that #1 seed over the San Luis Obispo Blues, who again, the Crawdads had some help from the Blues, playing in a lot of the South teams, which is a bit stronger than the North, but hey, taking down the Sonoma Stompers 5-1, it was still a very, very important task that they got done. As we welcome you into the broadcast booth, today's pregame show brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Up the Creek is a great record shop right next to the Ace Hardware in downtown Walnut Creek. They buy and sell new and used vinyl records, CDs, and cassettes, as well as skateboard gear and a variety of other fun gifts like yo-yos and hacky sacks. They also have an all-ages live music venue that hosts local bands every weekend, so check out who is playing at upthecreekrecords.com or their Instagram at upthecreekrecords. Let's check out what's been happening up the creek. And, well, Charlie, I previewed it a little bit, but two very different paths to reach this point, but here we are.
Absolutely.
North champ versus South champ, Walnut Creek Academy.
Yeah, two different paths, but Harry, two very similar teams when you look at the
Yeah.
nitty-gritty. I mean, these are two very deep bullpens for both the Barons and the Crawdads. They're going to do a lot of damage by keeping runs off the board, keeping runners off the board, throwing strikes. That's the strength of both the Academy and Walnut Creek. Also, similarly, they play really good fundamental defense throughout the entire field, both infield, outfield, and, of course, behind the dish. They both run similarly well. I mean, the Barons have the two league leaders in the CCL in terms of stolen bases. Then Kevin Parker Jr. tied the single-season Crawdad record for stolen bags as well. So lots of guys who can run it and run it well, pick up free 90s, and then also two more contact-forward lineups in terms of what the bats are going to do. The only difference really is the Crawdads have more hitters that are going to add some juice to the lineup and could potentially hit one over the fence, but the Barons have boppers that are equally as powerful as Walnut Creek, just not as many of them.
Yeah, Crawdads ending second in the CCL with home runs, 30 of them, yet to hit one in the postseason. But two catchers that are going to be busy trying to eliminate those speedy runners on the base paths today. So it's going to be some high-flying action, and they, like you said, very similar teams. Both that you kind of circle and say, okay, they're a bit pitching first, but that being said, both offenses can win you a ball game. And well, for the Crawdads in the CCL North Championship, it was a pretty appropriate mix of both. I'd say the pitching carried probably a slight majority of the load. Jeremy Jones going 6 shutout innings against the Stompers. That was back on Wednesday. And it was the 29th of July. Here we are on the 31st. But he started it off and just was excellent. Pitching to contact all day long. And, well, the defense was excellent behind him. And the trend remained for Paul Wheeler and Weston Thornberry, who came in after him. Defense was, I mean, almost unflappable. Felt like no mistakes were made.
Absolutely. The Crawdads defense was fantastic. Did not commit a single error. The Stompers, who entered that game as the second most error-heavy team in the CCL, committed just one. The defense was really good up until that throwing error on Winchell's double down the right field line. The throw-in was not in time to Parker Jr., sailed up high. The catcher Carlson brought it down, then fired as Winchell was going to third base on the throw home, and that throw also sailed into the outfield, got past the third baseman Vassell, which allowed Riley Winchell to come in and score, and that was ultimately the difference in the ballgame.
Yeah, you'll see that big moment and more. The only error made in that game, a 5-1 victory, which clinched the CCL North Championship for the Crawdads. Take a look at the highlights from that game on Wednesday. One, two. Breaking ball right down the middle, called strike 3. Mike goes down to 0-3. 3-1. Coupland unloads to right center field and deep. Racing back, Bass. It is high off the wall and kicks away from Bass. Coupland into second standing. A leadoff double.
Addition to the roster. 1-1, runner goes. The throw from Winchell in time, and the tag is there. Don't test Riley Winchell. The Crawdads get out of the top of the sixth, home half, right after this. He out of the stretch, first pitch. Fastball flared the other way, down the right field line. It's a fair ball. Parker Jr. rounding second. The wave, he's got the wave from third. He's heading in to score. The throw sails. And now Winchell over to third. The throw also gets by him. Winchell's heading in to score. The throw not in time. The Crawdads lead 2-1. Quite a while.
Long way to go.
2-1 Carlson. One hop to second. Diving effort Ramos. He has it. The throw to first in time. 2-2 to Ellis. Ripped on a line. Up the middle for a single. 87th RBI of Ryan Ellis's career. Daniel Pulasic scores. The Crawdads on top 3-1, bottom of the eighth in the CCL North Championship. 1-0 from McCown. Fastball lifted high in the air in the ballpark, left field. Ayala chasing it down from center, and now Johnson calls for it. It lands in fair territory. Bounced in front of him, and in comes Coupland to score. RBI single for Riley Winchell. The 1-1. Ground ball over to first. Bronson collects. Sails to throw to Thornberry. His charge to the bag. In time! Kings of the North! The Crawdads punch their ticket to the 2026 CCL Championship game.
5-1 victory, clinching the North Championship for the #1 seed Walnut Creek Crawdads. Paul Wheeler got the win. Weston Thornberry got the save. That crazy Little League homer for Riley Winchell ended up being the game winner. A bit of a chaotic moment and otherwise a very smoothly and tightly played ball game. Crawdads going to need another one today and another potentially 3 in this series if they want to go home as CCL champs. That and more keys coming up next on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Crawdads and Barons, game 1 in the CCL Championship in 2026, just about 10 minutes away alongside Charlie Limoncelli. I'm Harry Setrakian, our producer's Jack Brooks. And when taking a look at what the Crawdads have to do to win this series, 5 keys that we picked out to get a win in game 1 and also to persist throughout the series, Charlie, number 1 would be to win the starting pitching battle. We talked about how these two teams kind of starting pitching and pitching forward, pitching before offense perhaps. So if the Crawdads can get out to early starts where their pitching just dominates the other side, it gives the offense a chance to string together a few hits. If they can go bring in 1 run or 2, feels like the way this pitching has been, that gives them a good chance.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been starting pitching that's gotten Walnut Creek their signature wins this season, and that does not change in the playoffs, Harry. on Wednesday, 6 shutout from Jeremy Jones. That's the recipe for success. The Crawdads starters need to go as long as they can and limit as many runs as they can. And how about Alessandro Martinez? Kind of the perfect guy you want on the Friday to do that and try to get it done. So, by limiting as many runs as you can with the starters, you give the offense even more time to get themselves going and figure it on out.
Martinez will be the starter for the Crawdads. Number 2, we talked about the defense on Wednesday, and well, a repeat effort of that is almost imperative in the way that the Crawdads, they turned 2 double plays, had a couple of putouts, one at third, one at home to end the 4th and 5th innings. And so huge moments, as well as that a couple of caught stealing off the right arm of Riley Winchell. Just super, super clean. Pitchers were pitching to ground balls whenever they got someone on first, and it worked to success. Defense was playing very well behind the pitching.
Absolutely it was, and that's been the calling card. One of them for Walnut Creek is just the fundamental defense. It's a bunch of guys that we talk about it all year long. They've got like 3 true center fielders playing in all 3 spots in the outfield, and what it feels like is shortstops playing the middle, infield, plus third base. They're so sound fundamentally. Just got to carry that through this series and make sure you limit the free runs and the extra mistakes that allow teams like the Barons to get into the game.
Next is to be patient and hit the ball hard. Crawdads have been doing pretty much half of that pretty consistently all season long. They've been hitting the ball hard, but just the key is to wait on your pitch. Make sure you're not letting the pitchers get you out in 3 or 4 pitches, and you'll lost a guy who will walk you, so got to wait on that.
Absolutely. You can't be giving these Academy Barons guys extra strikes called. You got to be patient, and good things happen when you hit the ball hard.
Finally, last 2 to take advantage of home field. Crawdads are the home team today, have a home crowd behind them. They are the host site for all 3, if necessary, games, so take advantage of that crowd. Then finally, getting production from the bottom of the lineup. 7 through 9 in the North Championship were held without a hit. So one of the best bottom thirds in the lineup we've seen for the Crawdads this season is on tap today. If they can get it going to set it up for the top, they set up for good offensive success. National anthem playing, CCL Championship, Game 1, first pitch after this. First pitch about to get underway. Teams with their final warm-ups before. Time and temperature today brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Meadowlark Dairy, bringing Old Town vibes and family fun since 1919. Cool off with Meadowlark as the weather displayed as 85 and sunny. That was the predicted temperature this morning, but it's actually gone well above that, about 4 or 5 degrees higher. Right now reading at 89 degrees, one of the hottest games we've had out here at Monte Vista this season. First pitch was scheduled for 4 p.m., but of course not yet ready to take the field, or either team, so it's going to be a bit beyond that, as you might expect, for a big game. Some more warm-up moments, but starting pitcher getting warmed up, as the starting pitcher matchup is sponsored by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. And for those Crawdads, it's Alessandro Martinez, who's coming in, a guy who's started games, a guy who's come out of the bullpen, but he will continually bring one of the best pitches you'll see out of this Crawdad rotation pitching staff. A slider that it's got upwards of 3,000 revolutions per minute every time he throws it. So very, very elite stuff. Tantalizing pitch. He's making his 5th start on his 9th appearance. Charlie, just 2 earned runs in that 20 innings that he's pitched, an ERA under 1.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. He's actually set the Crawdad single-season ERA record was 0.78 in both non-conference and league play. He's just been fantastic. So nobody you'd rather have on the hill to start game 1 than Sandro Martinez, especially because he cares, I think, more than any other pitcher.
Yeah.
He is a Walnut Creek born and bred. He loves this franchise. He's been wanting to play on the Crawdads for so many years. Now he's got his chance, and now he's the game 1 starter in the championship.
He'll face a lineup of 8 righties as the Crawdads head out to their defensive spots. They'll end up looking like this out there. Left to right in the outfield, Daniel Polasic. Bryden Bull is back. First start he's making in center field since July 18th. That was at Sonoma 8 games ago. So it's been a long time since he's been out there. Was sidelined with a bit of a left arm injury. The shoulder was bugging him, but he's good enough to go for the playoffs. In right field is Joe Coupland, who had a heck of an outfield assist in the North Championship game, gunning down a runner at third. On the infield, Aiden Robles and Kevin Parker Jr. are on the left side with Elijah Ramos and Cam Taylor on the right, and the excellent defensive catcher Riley Winchell behind the plate. He'll be stealing Martinez strikes, and he'll have a lot on his plate trying to throw out A.G. Sawamura and Elijah Clayton, who start things off in this Academy Barons lineup, the 2 guys that lead the CCL in stolen bases. The mentioned Sawamura and Clayton lead off 1-2 with Jason Delviar. A lot of power. The first baseman bats third. Nick Sanders cleans up, plays right field with David Aguirre playing third, batting 5th. Bryce Morrison doing the DHing today, batting 6th. 7, 8, 9 goes Jackson Tyler, the left fielder. The catcher, Nigel Buckley, and the second baseman, Izzy Espinosa. A lineup that, again, contains 8 righties to 1 lefty. The lone lefty, A.G. Sawamura, the leadoff man to face Alessandro Martinez, who that slider really works well against right-handers. So going to be interesting to see how they work against that, see if they have trouble with it, and if he goes to it early and often. We're just about ready to get underway in the 2026 edition of the California Collegiate League Championship Series. North Champ Crawdads versus the South Champ Barons, ready to get underway. It's Alessandro Martinez facing A.G. Sawamura. First pitch of the series is hit back towards the middle. Ranging over from short, diving is Parker, but it's into center field. A leadoff hit for A.G. Sawamura on the first pitch of the game. 4:03 p.m. We get started just a few minutes after the scheduled time.
That's exactly what you're going to get from A.G. Sawamura. Elite contact guy all the way from Tokyo, Japan, out for the Barons. He's been fantastic at hitting ground balls and line drives to get aboard, and he's got so much speed. I would not be surprised if he goes to steal second right now. So if you're Riley Winchell, got to look live, be ready to gun him down.
27 stolen bases, leads the entire CCL. So elite speed on first. Martinez and Winchell going to have their hands full. There's now Elijah Clayton, who can also handle the bat well. Stands in, the righty, takes the first pitch, a fastball outside for ball number 1. So first pitch that has been taken today after the first pitch by Sandro was hit into the center field by Sawamura. 1-0. There goes Sawamura. Swing and a miss. Winchell's throw down is not in time and offline a little bit. So a stolen base for Sawamura. CCL's leader just does what he does best.
That he does. 29 on the season now, if you include the playoffs. Won't count towards his official CCL stats, but nonetheless, just a great jump. And Winchell had a really good pop. The throw would have been in time. It was just offline.
See if he wants to swipe third. Very possible, but with a righty at the plate, it benefits you a little bit if you're Sawamura, because Winchell has to work around Elijah Clayton. Today's shortstop did not play in either of the two wild card games. From the stretch, the pitch, 1-1 hit out high to left field, and very shallow. Pulasic coming in. He'll put it away very casually, as there's the first out of the game for Walnut Creek. Elijah Clayton goes down.
It's a tough sweeper to leave over the top part of the zone from Sandro Martinez. He was able to get it towards the outer third, which is good against the righty, but Clayton and Del Villar are two guys with 4 home runs apiece. Not guys you want to leave elevated breaking balls to. They have the juice to get it out of the ballpark.
Del Villar 1 for 7 in postseason play so far, but again, does possess so much power up in the upper echelon of CCL home run hitters. Righty versus righty matchup, as we're going to see a lot today for the Barons. First pitch he sees, he swings and misses at a slider down in the dirt. Del Villar way out in front, I think. Thinking fastball.
Yeah.
Thought he saw it and guessed wrong.
Yeah, he saw fastball, and that's what's so good about Alessandro Martinez is he tunnels the fastball and the slider really well. They look like the same pitch coming out of the hand, and then all of a sudden the slider just completely tails away.
0-1 from Martinez. You'll look back to second. Sawamura, a healthy lead over there. He'll go for third. The pitch taken for a strike. Throw down by Winchell is not in time. Head first slide for Sawamura gets him into third ahead of the tag. So 2 stolen bases after the leadoff single, and he's 90 feet away. Opening score of this CCL Championship Series, potentially 90 feet away. But a 0-2 count now after that pitch was taken for a strike.
Now all Del Villar's got to do is lift the ball in the air, and Sawamura's got plenty of speed to just drive it on in.
Robles and Taylor at the corners. On the grass, middle is back. 0-2. Called strike 3. Fastball on the outside corner. First strikeout of the day for Sandro Martinez, and out of the inning.
Whew, 91 miles an hour from Sandro right there. How about that for a strikeout? Just leave it where the batter's not likely to swing, and you get exactly what you want, called strike.
So 1 out away from getting out of this here. Runner on third now with 2 outs. It's Sawamura, excellent speed. And if you see the ball get away from Winchell at all, check to see Sawamura breaking for home with all that speed, could try to manufacture that run. First pitch to Nick Sanders. The cleanup hitter fouls it up way in the air and back out of play over our heads here at Monte Vista.
Another middle slider that Martinez gets away with. Just tough contact from the hitters.
Leaving it over the zone, the sweeper. Not quite landing where he wants, but so much movement. Righties have had some trouble so far. 0-1 count. The pitch. This one falls just shy of the inside corner, taken for ball 1. Tried the front door, but Sanders had to jump out of the way, take avoiding action.
It's a good location from Martinez, just barely missed it.
Sanders, tough guy to get out. 381 batting average and a 494 on base, so really hard to get ahead. He's walked 11 times this year. 1-1. Lined out towards left. Pulasic into his right. Will have room to make the catch. So leadoff base hit. Stranded at third. Alessandro Martinez, a scoreless frame in the top of the inning. Game 1, half an inning down. Crawdads lineup coming up. Crawdads lineup is set by manager Brent Cummings. Looks like Daniel Pulasic in left, bats lead off with Aiden Robles second and Ryan Ellis third. They'll be due up to start the game here in the first. Joe Coupland bats cleanup with Cam Taylor fifth and Riley Winchell sixth. 7, 8, 9. Charlie, we talked about this part of the lineup being the key today. Production from this bottom part's going to be huge. Again, no hits from the 7, 8, 9 spots. in the North Championship victory for Walnut Creek. But with Bryden Bull back, Kevin Parker Jr. and Elijah Ramos in the 7-8-9 spot, that's one of the strongest 7-8-9 we've seen this season. All three of them have hit cleanup this year.
Absolutely. Those are all guys, well, especially Bull and Parker Jr. with lots of pop. Elijah Ramos, great contact bats, going to put it in play. Parker Jr. works really good at bats, takes walks and hits the ball hard. Bull at the same time just absolutely hits the snot out of the baseball. So just guys that you want down there in order to be able to turn the lineup over.
They'll face an excellent arm, a right-hander, hard firer, Amari Yolas, in to start today's game against the Crawdads. You're in game one of the CCL Championship, and he's been very excellent this season as part of the starting pitcher matchup, brought to you by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Again, high-velocity fastball, nasty breaking ball, a slider, and a curveball as well. Very similar pitches. Defensively behind him, left to right in the outfield, goes Tyler Sawamura and Sanders. On the infield on the left side, David Aguirre and Elijah Clayton with Izzy Espinosa and Jason Del Villar at first base. Nigel Buckley will be the catcher, and he'll, just like Riley Winchell on the other side, have his hands full with the Crawdad lineup that loves to run when they get on base. Ended the season second in the CCL in stolen bases right now, including the playoff game on Wednesday, 120.
Yeah, really good guys in this lineup that can steal a lot. Pulasic and Parker Jr. especially.
The lefty Pulasic faces the righty Yolas in a scoreless game. First pitch of the game is taken down low by Pulasic. Lefty, righty, lefty due up here in the first inning. A lot more lefties in the Crawdad lineup, the 4 compared to the Barons, just 1. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball falls outside off the table, so Pulasic already ahead 2-0. Yolas, a guy who might struggle with some command. He's prone to giving up a few walks, but also can strike out the planet. 2-0 pitch, hit hard on the ground towards second, hopping over the glove of Espinosa and into right field. That's a base hit for Danny Pulasic to lead off the ball game. So the leadoff hitters trade leadoff singles.
That they do, and Daniel Pulasic, 98 miles an hour exit velocity. He's been hitting the ball really hard the last 2 games, especially on Wednesday against the Sonoma Stompers. He's looking really good right now, and that's exactly what the Crawdads need. Now, be even better if he can add his 14th stolen base this season right here.
So speed on first and a guy who can handle the bat at the plate. Aiden Robles. And at third, Aguirre is a bit shallow, even with the bag. Maybe thinking of a bunt, which Robles did put on last game. Holds the bat, takes ball 1. No sign of a bunt there, so.
I want to go back to a point you made earlier with Yolas, Harry. He's very much inconsistent with the command. If it's there, oh my goodness, he can strike at anybody. But the Crawdads just need to be patient and force him to throw strikes.
Ball and no strikes to Robles. The pitch, taken just down low and away for a ball, 90 miles an hour. So maybe tuning it up a bit. He can get it up to 95 towards 96. We'll be living around 92. That's where he's been all season long, has Yolas.
Yeah, and he's going to want to take a little bit off so he can go deeper into the outing, I think.
2-0, Robles ahead, bounces it towards third, 2-ball potentially. Aguirre second for 1, turn to first is in time, a double play around the horn. 1 pitch, 2 outs after the leadoff single.
And that's just a pitch you don't want to swing at as a hitter. Outside fastball, low and away from you. You're up 2-0. You can take that pitch, wait for something better, but Robles attacked it, thought he liked it, and turns into a double play for the Crawdads.
Home plate ump today, Eric Thompson calling balls and strikes. Harvey Maxey at first, Matt Boulis at third. And there are 4 umps today. Ump also out at second base. First pitch to Mr. Crawdad. Ryan Ellis hit hard and deep to the left field gap. Tyler back to his left. It's over his head and rolls to the wall. A lot of trouble with it. Is he finally able to get it in? And Ryan Ellis, backside double with 2 outs.
There's Mr. Crawdad. Hasn't hit an extra base hit in a while, but man, 98 miles an hour off his bat. 93-mile pitch coming in. Just goes against it, outer third fastball, backside. Now you give Coupland a chance for some more ribbies, and he's been blazing hot.
Joe Coupland's been the man for the Crawdads lately, 3 for 4 in the game against Sonoma. Had a booming double to the opposite field gap towards his cheering section up over where he was stationed in right. He'll have to deal with Amari Yolas, the righty. Now with a runner on second, though, still 2 outs. From the stretch for the second time today, Yolas, a couple checks at Ellis. Now a third, but will come home. Coupland takes a breaking ball for a ball outside. Ball and no strikes.
Yeah, it's a good leave. There's the slider from Yolas. I mean, that starts kind of in towards your belt and tails all the way outside against the right-hander. So Coupland tracked it well. He mashes breaking balls.
Don't want to make a mistake to him.
No, not at all.
1-0 pitch. Taken again. This one in the dirt. Another breaking ball. Not a mistake in the zone. And maybe not. You wanted that one closer to the zone, but you're a guy like Yolas who has such a great slider. Your mistakes, you want them to be out of the zone rather than in it. Especially to a guy like Coupland who, as you pointed out, handles the breaking balls very, very well. 2-0. Fastball blazing in there for a strike on the inside corner.
Tough pitch. That's a pitcher's pitch, and it's really well executed from Yolas, plus Buckley able to just move his glove over after the reception for a strike. A little bit inside, but oh well.
2-1 run scoring spot. Next pitch taken again, down low below the knees for ball 3, 3-1. Crawdads looking for the opening score in this CCL Championship Series. They have Ryan Ellis out on second after a 2-out double. Joe Coupland at the plate, who's hit .500, a slugging percentage of .867. 3-1, takes ball 4, same pitch. Fastball way below the belt, so Coupland gets on. Cam Taylor will get a shot here in the first that maybe he didn't think he would have.
Yeah, it's a really good lead from Joe Coupland right there. It's 3-1. You don't have to swing, especially because Yolas hasn't been locating exactly like he wants. So now you get Cam Taylor past the baton, a guy with also a lot of pop, but Taylor's been trying to figure out his swing later half of this season. Big spot for him. Just need a single.
Cam Taylor, a guy that can handle velocity, also a guy who will be patient facing Yolas. First pitch, up and away for a ball. Taylor did not play against Sonoma in the first game. Barrett Ronson was over at first, and he was really excellent out there, especially defensively. He made a couple of scoops on some double play balls. A nice throw back to the pitcher. 1-0, taken again, this time low and in, so Yolas really struggling with the fastball command, though that one now at 92.
Yeah, and I think if you're the Crawdads, you just got to keep leaving everything right now. Not until you see a pitch you really like, a middle breaking ball or a middle fastball. If it's not that, don't take a rip.
2-0 from Yolas. Swing and a miss. Fastball elevated up above the zone, the high cheese. And Taylor's shown that he likes that pitch. He's taken a couple out for his 2 homers this season, but that one at 93, that's big time stuff.
Yeah, really good challenge pitch, and that's the scouting report on Taylor. He swings at it high.
2-1 delivery. Bounce out towards second on 2 hops. This one stays in the vicinity of Espinoza, and he fires to first for out number 3. Crawdads threatened but can't score, just as the Barons did. So 0-0 after 1. We'll head to the top of the second. No score after 1 full, 2 hits for the Crawdads, 1 for the Barons, no errors in the field, so cleanly played so far through 6 outs in this one, but both teams stranding a runner in scoring position. However, showing off that the pitchers are calm, cool, and collected, and again, probably going to be the difference makers in this series. We were just in game 1, top of the second, 5, 6, 7 due up for the Barons. Aguirre, Morrison, Tyler. 3 righties to face the righty Martinez, who rocks into his windup. The first pitch is a swing and a miss way out in front of a slider.
Whew.
Fighting hard off the outside corner.
Yuck. That's disgusting from Martinez, and that's when you know he's at his best. He's spinning the slider away from the right-handers.
Righty versus righty, 0-1 count. Aguirre awaits. Here's the pitch. This one taken for a strike, a slider in a very similar spot, a bit higher on the outside corner. Maybe got some framing help from Riley Winchell.
A little bit, but the zone's been expanded on both sides for both teams, so pitchers are going to capitalize.
0-2, a little farther outside. This one laid off wisely by Aguirre, who's struck out twice in the 2 games in the postseason so far. 3 for 10, though. Most at-bats for any Baron in the lineup today in the 2 postseason games. Behind 1-2, the pitch. Taken low and away. Almost identical spots. So Martinez is now quadrupled up.
That's what I was about to say.
On the slider.
Yeah, and why not? I mean, against the righties, it's worked so well. Do have the option if you want to go inside and up with the fastball. Try to get a chase inside. Might work.
Even at 2, the next pitch is lined hard down the left field line, but it will hook foul. Slider that caught a good amount of the plate towards the bottom rail, but just a lazy liner for a foul ball.
Yeah, now he's timing up the slider, so if you're Martinez, might be a sign, at least from Winchell, it's time to switch something up. Maybe not go 6 straight sliders here. Maybe work in the changeup or the cutter somewhere.
5 straight. Shakes 1 pitch off. Now he's ready. High set. The 2-2. Fastball pulled off the outside corner, taken for ball 3. So from down 0-2, 5 straight sliders, then a fastball lands Aguirre back in a full count now. Good fight from the leadoff hitter this inning. Barron's dugout. Very loud and lively so far. 3-2 from Martinez. Hit in the air, shallow towards left center field, ranging over Pulaski. Heel dive! And with his hat flying off, he makes the catch in the gap.
And I do believe that's Shane Aldridge out there in left all of a sudden.
Yeah, that is. So Shane Aldridge comes into the game after the first inning, and hey, welcome to the ball game. Makes a Superman-style play. It's making a first impression if I've ever seen it.
Absolutely.
My goodness. Now Bryce Morrison, the designated hitter, bounces it to the left side. Robles on the high hop, gloves it on the grass, throw to first in time. 2 pitches in a row, 2 outs.
Woo. How about the Crawdad defense right now? They're playing their tails off. Credit to Shane Aldridge. I mean, that's the benefit you get when you have him out there. The range is just so fantastic.
It's a nice play by the third baseman Robles after a nicer play by Shane Aldridge, who was inserted into the game defensively after Pulaski was in for 1 inning. You'd hope he's all right. He got a leadoff base hit in the bottom of the first, made a catch in the top of the first, so not sure. But Aldridge swinging a hot bat anyways.
Very much so.
Now here's Jackson Tyler, first time up with 2 outs and nobody on, takes ball 1.
And now the Joe Coupland fan club in attendance.
They're back.
He turned around in right field and they started shouting out his name. Gave him a little bit of a rowdy applause.
Almost a roll call out there.
Almost.
1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Had Tyler way out in front of the slider, did Alessandro Martinez. As Riley Winchell now signals something out to the fielders who swing over to the left side a bit more, playing to pull in the infield and outfield. 1-1 pitch. Ooh, half swing, and he went around on a slider that bounced 2 feet in front of home plate. That is nasty.
Yeah. Alessandro Martinez, that time 2,900 RPMs on the spin rate for the slider. That is just unbelievable. I mean, clearly fooled Jackson Tyler right there. Why not double up?
As a 1-2, Tyler was way in front of that one. The pitch, got him swinging. Went right back to it, and why not? 3 up and 3 down with a little help from Shane Aldridge out in left field. It's a 1-2-3. Martinez gives him the claw in the 2nd inning. Bottom of the second in game one of the California Collegiate League Championship Series in 2026. Taking a look at a bit of the windy road that has landed the Academy Barons here. A lot of travel, 1,016 miles since July the 25th, and just in the postseason so far, a few stops and over 600 miles since, like Tuesday, Monday for the Barons, while the Crawdads have just gotten to stay here after clinching that 1 seed over the San Luis Obispo Blues. Crawdads have been living leisurely since the 26th of July, so again, a bit of maybe fatigue from travel impacting the Barons. As well as that, though, you can also spin it the way of their benefit, right? They've been on the road, they've been battle-tested, and they've still been able to come out with these wins.
Absolutely. And Crawdads just feel more fresh, despite they're also dealing with some similar injury luck to these very Barons.
Barons lost their last 3 in the regular season, but have won 2 straight in the post. First pitch to Winchell, skied high to left field, but in the park. Over towards the line, Tyler to his right will make the catch, and that's out number 1. And I want to correct myself. The Barons lost 3 of their 4 final games. Of course, their last regular season game, one of their last, they had San Luis Obispo forfeit the bottom of the 9th in a 15-0 thrashing. That was Slow's firework night, and the Barons played spoiler.
Yeah, that they did, and they played it very well. The Barons were just on top of San Luis Obispo, completely shellacked them.
Bryden Bull, second at bat since the 18th of July. He goes after the first pitch and comes up empty. A high heater at 93. But since that injury sidelined him, he had a 5-game hitting streak. 7 for 20 in that span. Had a homer, 3 runs batted in. 0-1, a breaking ball hit softly to the mound, and Yolas caught it on the fly.
Yeah, broken bat for Bryden Bull. I mean, just complete jam shot. 80-mile-an-hour curveball that time on the front door. It's a really awesome pitch from Amari Yolas right now. He's starting to find a groove. He's letting his defense help him out and using his own defense to his advantage as well right there.
So now Kevin Parker in. Today's 8-hitter. Charlie, you noted before the game the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Crawdads, wearing number 7, number 8, number 9. Bull, number 7. Parker, number 8. Ramos, number 9.
That's beautiful.
Cam Taylor also batting 5th, wears 5. Nobody on, 2 outs. First pitch to Parker Jr. takes outside and low for ball 1. Parker Jr., who had a sac fly RBI in the North Championship. That was a rather large run in a game. I mean, anytime you win by, 4 runs, it's pretty important whenever you score a run. 1-0 to Parker. He takes outside and low once again, so 2-0. But it was a big-time insurance run in the bottom of the 8th inning. A 3-run inning that really gave Walnut Creek some room to work.
Yeah, that it did.
Ahead 2-0, KPJ swings and fouls it off the right side. A little late on the 91-mile-an-hour challenge fastball.
Ooh, that's a fastball that's middle. Parker Jr., usually a guy that tanks those, but better approach from him. I mean, Winchell and Bull went after the first couple pitches they saw and worked to Yolas's benefit. Our key to this series is for the Crawdads to be patient, and so far, Parker Jr. has been that.
Did so in the first inning, almost able to get a run in. 2-1 pitch. Whoa, up and over the head of Parker Jr., but he takes it for ball 3, so he remains way ahead. He has been ahead all at bat. As the Coupland fan section, about 6 guys out there today, up over the railing in right field.
Beautiful.
Towards the 325 marker.
Not a 3-1 count, though, here. I mean, I was just talking about you got to be patient, but hitter-friendly, 2 outs, no one on. If you're Parker Jr., if you like the pitch, honestly, just take a rip. Try to do some damage.
This is the count, you'd think. He's ready to go at a fastball. High velocity from Yolas, probably incoming. Instead, it's a breaking ball in the dirt that Parker Jr. watches bounce 5 feet in front of the plate for ball 4. As Barron's third baseman, Aguirre, going to hustle to get on that one. As Parker Jr. does lead this team in stolen bases. He was walking down to first base, but still, it's important to protect every 90, as this is going to be a quick meeting on the mound. Yolas, coach, and the catcher, Nigel Buckley, coming out. So pretty exclusive meeting on the mound before Elijah Ramos stands in for his first plate appearance. Ramos' family, per usual, in attendance today at Monte Vista High School. If you look to our right, you'd think it's a sellout. You look to the left, the sunny seats are pretty barren.
Yeah, nobody's there. They don't want to sit in this hot sun.
And barren fans taking up that part of the stadium here at Monte Vista. No pun intended, by the way.
Just good wordplay.
Parker goes on the first pitch, taken for a strike. Throw down to second is just late. And Parker is in with a stolen bag. 0-1 count to Elijah Ramos at the plate.
And I figured Parker Jr. was going to go. Might as well. No point in not doing so. Might as well steal a free bag while you've got it. 2 outs. They're probably not expecting it as much. Now it makes Ramos' job a little bit easier.
0-1 pitch. Taken upstairs for ball number 1. Evens the count. Ramos, who is an excellent contact guy. You'd figure good situation with a runner on second. The right side of the infield's pretty wide open with the second baseman Espinoza holding Parker on.
Yeah, just need to put a good swing on it.
1-1 goes up the middle. Shortstop Clayton comes in to cut it off. His sidearm throw to first is in time. As the 9-hitter goes down, fails to cash in the run on second. Crawdads once again strand a runner in scoring position. It remains 0-0. Top of the third in a scoreless ball game. Game 1 of the CCL Championship in 2026. Look at what the Crawdads did in their first postseason game. Pitching-wise, 9 innings, a whip under 1.2. So right where you want to be. It was hard to get on base for the Stompers and just allowed the 1 run and did it only striking out 4 batters. So the defense was really excellent. Pitchers pitching to ground ball all game long. And now looking at the other side of things, the Academy Barons, their offense through 2 games, they've been lighting up the scoreboard mainly because of their second game, 16-5 victory over Orange County to get here. They scored 20 runs, 20 hits, 11 walks, but struck out a total of 21 times, and they've struck out at least 8 times in the last 6 games. It's the first time they've done that since 2024. This was the first 19 games of the season that year. They struck out 8+ times. Nigel Buckley takes a ball outside to start, at bat and to start the 3rd inning, but yeah, it's been high strikeout numbers for this offense. They're 3-3 in that 6-game span, so if the Crawdads can work up the strikeout numbers, gives them a chance. 1-0, wild swing and a miss from Buckley on a sweeper that hung on to the outside corner, then just shot away. Would have needed an oar to hit that.
Yeah, doubled up on the breaking ball, and the righties for the Barons have been swinging at it all day long for Martinez, so why break the trend right now? It's working.
Ball and a strike to the 8-hitter. Takes just up and in off the hands of Buckley for ball 2. He gets ahead.
Really well executed high and tight strike on the fastball. Well, not called a strike, but arguably could have been there.
Trackman says so. But now Martinez behind 2-1 to Buckley. The pitch hit hard on a line towards the left field line. It will get down out there and bounce in front of the 325 marker. Rounding second as Aldridge digs it out. Rather, rounding first into second. It's a stand-up leadoff double for Nigel Buckley. Nice swing on the sweeper that he'd seen several times that at-bat. Timed it up and just deposited it where Aldridge was not and left.
Yeah, he saw it a lot, and not even a bad pitch from Martinez. He left it in the low part of the zone, but Buckley made a really nice adjustment, tracked it all the way down, scooped it out from under the zone, and hit it down the pull side line for an extra base hit. No problem.
Aldridge in left, not the starter today. 1 inning played for Daniel Pulasic, had a base hit, but came out of the game after the first. So Aldridge will take it the rest of the way, and he'll be inserted into the leadoff spot. Now Martinez got to deal with a leadoff runner in scoring position as Robles in at third, thinking there's going to be a bunt from Izzy Espinosa, who does pull back on a pitch in the dirt for ball 1. So Barron's playing for 1 run here.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's going to be a pitcher's duel. You got to get every run you possibly can, so it makes sense to manufacture one if you're the Academy right now.
First time a leadoff base runner has been on second today for either side. 1-0 pitch, squares to bunt again, gets it down hard and foul off the first base side. Taylor just watches it go, and so it's going to be strike 1.
And that's not the bunt you're looking for there if you're Espinosa. Even if that one rolled fair, that's right into Cam Taylor. He can just stand, he can peer at Buckley, hold him at second, and then just tag the runner.
So 1-1 count, see what Espinosa wants to do. Big lead off a second for Buckley. He will square around, get it down to the third base side. Off the mound, Martinez, and he can't get a handle on it, so he'll just put it in his pocket. Just couldn't get it out of the glove. He had a shot at the runner at first, but instead it's going to be a base hit.
And that's a perfectly executed bunt single right there. Espinosa does a great job. He adjusted, went down the other way on the bunt last time, and then this time goes to the third base side, leaves it a little bit in towards the pitcher, that Bermuda Triangle you reference, and
Yeah.
dugout for the Barons got a warning.
They're pretty rowdy. Sounds like it's fairly PG over there at least, but
It's too loud for home plate
Yeah, I
umpire
guess
Eric
so.
Thompson.
it's big game feel. You feel like you want to let them play a bit. Anyways, flips it over to the top of the order. E.G. Sawamura back in. First pitch he saw, he lined into center for a hit. He'll square to bunt. Takes a strike, though. Looking for the safety squeeze with the runners on the corners. Nigel Buckley, the catcher, runs pretty well. And Izzy Espinosa, plenty of speed on first.
This is a situation where the Crawdads ideally want to turn a double play, allow the runner to come in, sure, so what. But Sawamura trying to even avoid that. Just try to put both in scoring position on a sacrifice.
Sandro checks on the runner at first, but he was back without a tag. And the defense is yielding a run here. At the corners, even with the bag, so might see them try to come home, but the middle's back to turn 2. Long pause. Now the 0-1 is a fastball that runs up and away. Taken for ball 1, evens up at 1-1. That was actually the changeup. First time we've seen that today.
Yeah, just left the hand too early, Martinez. I like the idea, though, against the left-hander. You haven't featured it much. You don't need to against the righties, but it can be a weapon against hitters of the opposite-handedness.
1 ball, 1 strike to the lefty. Sawamura takes outside. Ball 2, 2-1 it goes to the tall standing lefty. Eiji Sawamura, who shares the name with a Japanese baseball legend.
Yeah, I saw that when I was doing my research, too. That was a great nugget that I found.
Threw a no-hitter against one of those USA to Japan pioneer teams full of MLB All-Stars. 2-1 pitch. Up and away once again, this time with the fastball. So Sawamura is way ahead 3-1. And with Elijah Clayton on deck, guy who certainly can drive in a run or two. 15 RBI on the season. Doesn't get much easier, but if you do load the bases, you bring a force anywhere with nobody out. Robles now about a step behind third base depth-wise. Taylor holding the runner, Espinosa on at first. Middle is back, 3-1 pitch. Up and away, ball 4, so 3 straight misses up there for Martinez, and Sawamura walks, and the bases are now loaded. And this is how the Barons really got to Orange County early, got the bases loaded early in that game, had a run scored on an error, then a few walks, hits by pitches, got a bunch of runs in the top of the first inning.
Yeah, Crawdads trying to avoid that right now, and now assistant pitching coach Jeff Robertshaw going to go have a chat with Martinez in the infield. It's got to be about trying to get a ground ball, get the out at home, and trying to turn 2 somewhere else at the closest base.
So 7 runs came at the top of the first for the Barons against Orange County. First one, an error by the second baseman of the Riptide. Then the next 2, back-to-back hits by pitch, drove in the second and third runs of that game. So a trend that Walnut Creek does not want to fall into here, and well, for the Barons, they'd be plenty pleased to see that go their way again. That game pretty much ended, not before it started, but not too far thereafter. Jeff Robert Shaw, assistant pitching coach, back to the dugout. Rest of the infield back to their posts, probably just telling them the plan here with the bases loaded. Forces anywhere, and as they continue to retreat back, looks like the plan is pretty much you'll give up a run for 2 outs. Middle infield remains back. Cam Taylor at first is on the grass with Aiden Robles at third. Again, still about a step behind the bag at third with Elijah Clayton up. Martinez from the windup. First pitch, nudged towards first. Weird hop. Taylor can't handle it, but he gets it back, throws to first. Martinez is covering. They'll get the out there, but have to think that weird hop allows the first run to come in to score, and that's just kind of unfortunate off the grass here at Monte Vista.
Yeah, but that's what you get when you play on the natural playing surface, so only 1 out. Bases are not loaded anymore. No chance of a double play for Walnut Creek, so kind of the worst outcome for the Crawdad defense, apart from obviously a line drive single into one of the outfield gaps.
They'll take the 1 out, certainly, as Taylor remains in at first. That was really the only situation, a ground ball to first, where they could have gotten an out at home. Instead, just the out at first. First pitch to Del Villar. Takes upstairs, fastball too high, and he struck out the first time. First strikeout victim of the day for Sandro Martinez, who's got 2 of them. But now in a jam, 1 out, runners on second and third. It's Espinoza on third, Sawamura on second. 1-0 delivery, swung on and missed.
Beautiful challenge fastball, not even in the zone, below it. And Del Villar, 1 out. You know he's a big power hitter. You know he wants to take a rip, take advantage.
Barons have been taking advantage of any way they can score in the playoff run. 1-1. Hit out to center field. Bull chasing back to his right. This will be plenty deep to score the run from third. Bull will aim his throw towards third. It's cut off with no throw. Sawamura, excellent speed, is in there sliding. And in to score Izzy Espinosa. So the sac fly moves both runners over. And Del Villar brings in the second run of the game.
Fundamental baseball. It's all the Barons need to do. I mean, this is going to be a pitcher's duel. Yolas really settled in last inning, so you want to give him a little bit of a cushion and try to let him work. But 2 runs is not the end of the world if you're Walnut Creek. You just have to limit it to just 2 in this inning.
So Nick Sanders now in the same situation he had his first time up. 2 outs with A.G. Sawamura on third. Only difference, 2 runs in the inning already, as the Barons lead it early. First pitch. Hammered through the left side, base hit. Sawamura will walk on home and celebrate his way. A little bit of trouble for Aldridge out there, but he gets it in time to hold Sanders to the single. RBI knock for the cleanup man.
Seems like perhaps the Barons starting to figure out Martinez the second time through. Breaking ball hasn't been nearly as effective, and that one, just a miss. Middle-low part of the zone. Almost a cement mixer, really, and ripped 104 miles an hour off of Sanders' bat.
Certainly on time and on plane with that one. So Sanders now on first with David Aguirre up. First pitch he sees, he takes down low for a ball, 89 miles an hour. He was absolutely robbed of extra bases his first time to lead off the second inning. Shane Aldridge, newly into the game, made a spectacular diving catch into the gap. 1-0. Hit high out towards Aldridge again. Probably going to be an easier play this time as he comes in to his left and squeezes it for out number 3. So 3 runs end up coming in on 3 hits. Ground out, sac fly, RBI single. Are the ways that the Barons chase in the 3 runs. They lead it 3-0 in game 1. Top of the order, due up for the Crawdads. Aldridge will get his first plate appearance, and newly inserted into the leadoff spot. Looking at what the Crawdads did against Sonoma in the CCL North Championship. 5 runs brought in, 10 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. So putting the ball in play was the name of the game. On the other side of things, we'll take a look at how the Barons have fared pitching-wise. And it's been nearly impossible to string things together because they've only allowed just a few base runners in 18 innings. The whip under 1. 5 earned runs allowed and 21 strikeouts. So it's been tricky. Only 5 runs allowed in those 2 games. Yolas faces Shane Aldridge, who goes after the first pitch he sees, bounces it on the ground, pulled foul. No balls, 1 strike.
Crawdads were having a little bit of success earlier, Harry. They do have 2 hits on the day, but they've stranded 3 base runners. That's been the problem. They've been able to get on. Also a pair of walks, but they've been leaving runners in scoring position. That's what you cannot do in a championship game.
0-1 breaking ball off the table to the outside, so ball and a strike. Can't do it in a championship game, nor a championship series. You can't let things spiral out of control. As Yolas now has a lead to pitch with. He's confident out there. 1-1 though, a fastball spiked in the dirt, so goes to 2-1. And it's the opportunities you'll look at later in the game, perhaps, when you see, we had a guy on second, 1 out, guy on third, maybe 2 outs, right? You don't chase those. Those can come back to add up to get you.
Absolutely.
Still early enough, but again, Yolas confident with the lead. 2-1 pitch. Taken for a strike, called strike on the outside corner, a fastball in at 92 miles an hour. To Shane Aldridge, yet to have a plate appearance today, relieved Danny Palasic after he went out after the first inning. 2-2 delivery. Hit on the ground towards short. Clayton around the ball. A sidearm high throw to first is not in time, and the ball gets away. Aldridge now scampering to second. Espinosa's got it. His throw is in time, and Aldridge tagged out. Aldridge had to skid to a stop, then take a wide turn to second. Kind of looked like Scooby-Doo. You run in place and all of a sudden start taking off, but just couldn't get the momentum behind him necessary. So going to be an E6, then a 4-6 put out.
Yeah, something like that.
So another sort of missed opportunity for the Crawdads there to start the inning with a man in scoring position, but now Aiden Robles, stands in to face Yolas for the second time. He'll go after the first pitch, pop it up high behind home plate towards the stands. It will get out of play. Just to the left of our home plate camera. Thank goodness it missed it.
Indeed, that would have been costly.
Never good when that type of thing happens. And that actually goes down as a 4-5 put out. That was the third baseman Aguirre covering second. So Robles behind 0-1. On Yolas, the delivery. Taken for strike 2. Right at the bottom of the zone, and Yolas getting well ahead of Robles, who grounded into a double play his first time, kind of killed the momentum a bit in the first inning for the Dads. Behind 0-2, the pitch, Robles takes a breaking ball in the dirt.
Feels like right now, Harry, the Crawdads need to find a way to get some momentum back. It's all Barons right now after that last half inning in the third where they scored 3. Then Aldridge almost had a gift on the E6 and then just hesitated a step too long. Wasn't able to get into second base on the error.
Yeah, and it didn't get all that far into foul ground. It really is expansive over there, so always going to be aggressive when you see a ball go out there. 1-2 taken in the dirt. Another fastball that's spiked. So back-to-back pitches. Same result for Yolas, just getting too far on top of it. But again, we've seen that foul ground come into play so often this season on high throws like that, netting an offensive team an extra base or 2. Now choking up on the bat. Robles got a fight. 2-2. Breaking ball tapped out past the mound towards short. Clayton's got it. His throw to first offline, but making the tag at first. Del Villar with Robles coming up the line.
A couple somewhat errant throws from Clayton, but he's got so much range over at short. I mean, that's one that against pretty much any other team the Crawdads have faced probably squeaks through and is a base hit up the middle. Instead, Clayton's been able to really cut it off before it gets to second base and turn it into outs.
A Crawdad lineup that really does run well. Robles, one of the guys, maybe not as much speed, and it's kind of come to hurt him twice today. Ryan Ellis had a double his first time. He's back in with 2 outs. He takes a pitch up and in for a ball.
Crawdads really need a big hit here from Ellis just to get some momentum back, put a charge into the dugout. They've been really quiet as opposed to the Barons, very loud.
Crawdads trail it 3-0 in the bottom of the third with 2 down, 1-0. Pitch bends outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Maybe for Ellis here, seen a lot of fastball from Yolas. Sit, curveball, see if you can hammer one, pull side.
Got one there, but Yolas missed it well away. 2-0 now. Ellis takes a fastball for a strike. Still ahead in the count, 2-1. Not one that he liked and might have been a bit below the knees. Gets the call. Does Yolas, who's working very well. No strikeouts yet, but has been getting the outs on the base paths in the field.
Yeah, his defense has really helped him out.
2-1 pitch taken up and away. So Ellis way ahead, who working an at-bat. The first time he came up, it was the first pitch that he jumped on for a double over the left fielder Tyler's head.
Yeah, really hard hit backs up. Got to respect his power.
If you're tuning into the Crawdad Streaming Network, thank you. Exclusive home of the 2026 CCL Championship Series. 3-1, Ellis jumps off the plate, takes ball 4. Fastball running inside, so he gets on with 2 outs once again. Now the question just becomes, can they take advantage?
That's the approach that the Crawdads need to replicate. Do what Ellis does. He's a leader on and off the field, and he's got to take some pitches, force Yolas to fire it in there. And now if you're Coupland, sit and wait for something you can drive.
Joe Coupland has a lot of fans out in right field cheering him on. There were 6, now there are 7 of them. I don't know, I'm counting 8 actually. First pitch hits the dirt and gets away from the catcher Buckley. Up to second goes Ellis as that one way to the backstop. A wild pitch, first of the day.
Now you just got to drive it to the gap and Ellis can come in and score. If you're Joe Coupland, you're ahead 1-0. Take this next pitch, see what happens, just see the ball, track it. Then if you're still ahead 2-0, see the next pitch. If it ends up being a strike the next one, you're 1-1. That's where you got to consider taking a hack.
Crawdads have done a nice job picking the right pitches to go at. Again, no strikeouts. They've been patient, just haven't been able to cash in. 1-0. Coupland takes just outside, ball 2.
Yep, that's a good lead from Coupland. Wasn't the pitch he liked, saw it tailing outside, let it sit away from him.
It's kind of just what you called, too. If you get behind 1-0, you see something you don't love, take it.
Yeah, now take this next pitch, I'd say.
2-0, and he does watch a breaking ball, split the middle for a strike. No, I think that's actually going to be called a balk, so the pitch going to be canceled. Ellis gets up to third with a balk.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Coupland kind of gave up on that one as it was halfway to home because he saw the home plate ump, I believe, signal it. So a balk. Ellis now on third. A couple more ways to score him now with 2 down. Count remains 2-0. From the stretch, Yolas lands a pitch in there. Fastball taken for a strike.
That's one you can live with. That wasn't a good pitch to hit if you're Coupland. Now 2-1. All you need is a single. So if anything's a little bit closer to the middle, just get the bat head out there, try to keep it flat, just lift it over the infield and score Ellis.
So now we have a 2-1 count for real. Coupland awaits the pitch. He takes just inside. Breaking ball looking for that front door and goes down 3-1 for the second time today. And it feels like they've been very careful around Coupland right now, who I would recommend that strategy. 3-1. Coupland wraps it on the ground, foul.
Yeah, just a challenge fastball. Ended up a little bit inside. Coupland probably could have laid off and worked his second walk, but it's tempting. It's a pitch that's really close from Yolas. So credit to him and Buckley for dialing that up to try and get a swing, and it worked.
Here's a guy who's 15 for 30 on the summer. 7 extra base hits out of those 15 hits. Been destroying the ball. 3-2, though. He comes up empty. Swings and misses at this cutter from Yolas, 90 miles an hour off the outside. First strikeout of the day ends the third inning for the Crawdads. 3-0, Barons lead it. Barons offense beginning an inning with a lead for the first time. 3-0, they're up after the third spot in the top of the third inning. Bottom third transitions to the middle third transitions to the bottom third this inning. 6, 7, and 8. The DH, Bryce Morrison, in for his second appearance. He grounded out on the first pitch he saw. His first time against Sandro Martinez, who's into his fourth inning of work. First pitch from righty to righty is in there for a strike, taken by Morrison. Jackson Tyler on deck. Nigel Buckley, the catcher in the hole. Buckley, who got things started in the third with the leadoff double. He came around to score. A 1 pitch taken in the dirt.
If you're Martinez, just got to flush that top of the third, continue to attack the hitters, try to get through as much of this outing as you possibly can, and then give way to the bullpen.
Even at 1, the pitch. Morrison pulls it foul. Was way out in front of that one. It was off the end of the bat towards the Barons dugout where Audrey Schreiner is stationed, one of our marketing/social media interns. She jumped out of the way of that one. 1-2 pitch. Lands in the dirt, taking ball 2.
I think that's a check swing foul ball off the knob of the bat.
What happened? Yeah, there. I honestly,
it was a weird pitch.
I missed it.
Yeah, it's all good.
So holds 1-2. Excuse me on that. Sandro's still ahead from the windup. The pitch popped up right back over us and out of play. Onto the cement way over there behind us here at Monte Vista, the site of the CCL Championship game here in 2026. Home field of the Crawdads. They're the designated home team today, but will be the designated away team tomorrow, although it is their home site. 1-2 to Morrison. He bounces it towards the middle. Over from short. Parker Jr. cuts it off in front of the bag. Hard throw to first is in time.
Wow. We talked about range at shortstop with Clayton last time when he was playing defense and robbed the Crawdads of some up-the-middle base hits potentially. Kevin Parker Jr. does the same thing. Gets a little bit extra because this is a very slow bouncer up the middle, but, I mean, he was standing all the way over where he's at right now at short and was able to get to first or to second base in front of the ball and cut it off.
And he's got a cannon strapped to his right arm. As Jackson Tyler in for his second appearance, he sees the first pitch in there for a strike. If you're tuning in from the Academy Barons side of things here on the Crawdads streaming network, Kevin Parker, the shortstop, we've talked about him all season, but of course, maybe the first time you're listening to us here on the Walnut Creek stream as the 0-1 pitch lands outside for a ball. But he just has a missile of an arm at short. He's shown it off at third as well. He's a guy who's pitched as a closer in college, so he can run it up mid-90s. 1-1 from Martinez. Tyler swings and lines it out towards center field. Bull started in, now going back. He's got a beat, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Another guy who's got some range.
Absolutely. Range plus an arm, Bryden Bull. I mean, that's an interesting line drive that you think is going to crash in. So you crash in, then he has so much speed and actually very fluidity. He's got fluid hips, so he's able to turn around and track the ball backwards as he needed to. Just put it away. That's a nice play out in center field. Kind of a underrated nice play.
I overheard him talking about how he approaches center field one day during batting practice. He was saying there's no such thing really as a good jump. It's just the first reaction. The breaking ball lands in there for a strike to Nigel Buckley. Takes that one on the front door. He had the double again that sparked the rally in the third. 2 straight hits and then a walk and a ground out scored him. No balls and a strike. Pitch lands in the dirt.
Yeah, Buckley's been really good all season long for the academy and does the same thing here. First at bat, just rips a double with 1 strike. He was ahead 2-1. Martinez has to be a little bit more careful, but looking for a put out here.
1-1 pulled hard off the bag at third. Kicks up over Robles and into left field. Now Buckley turning around first. He was thinking about second, but Aldridge gets it in rather quickly, so he'll be held to a single, and he's 2 for 2 today. That ball was rocketed 99 miles an hour off the bat as with 2 down. Academy trying to pad its lead a bit. 3-0 here in the top of the 4th. Academy, its first trip to the CCL playoffs since 2016. It's been a very long while, and it's been a team that is just kind of, as a franchise, struggled pretty mightily over the last few years. It's from the stretch now. Sandro spikes the first pitch to Espinoza.
And this is an out you got to get here if you're Sandro Martinez. You don't want to come out and let the top of the order face you for the 3rd time here in the 4th inning. You at least want to push it to the 5th, and even then, it might be time for the Crawdads to go to the bullpen.
No action right now. I believe it was Alex Gomez. Started to stretch out a bit last inning, but has since sat back down, and it's all quiet in the Crawdads' pen. 1-0 pitch. Half swing, check down to first. Yes, he did. So goes to 1-1. It was more of a 3/4 swing. That one was pretty certainly across the plane of the plate, but breaking ball that just buried itself. That is a tough one to lay off and shows you what kind of movement it's got. 1-1 pitch to the 9-hitter Espinoza. Squares to bunt late and taps it off the plate. Winchell gathers in foul ground, but for good measure throws it down to first. Of course, not going to count.
That's an interesting squeeze. 1-1 count, 2 outs. I mean, it worked for Espinoza last time. He was able to lay the bunt single down in between third and the mound where Martinez was able to get to it, but not in time, so he just kept the ball in his pocket. Now with 2 strikes, it's no point in bunting.
1-2, modest lead at first. The pitch swung on and missed. Martinez, nasty breaking slider, gets his 3rd strikeout of the day. Clean inning after a 3-run frame for the Barons in the 3rd. Crawdads, Cam Taylor will lead things off. Crawdads looking for their first run of the game as the Barons lead it 3-0. Take a look at each team's path, the way they've gotten here. For the Barons, they have been battle-tested. Took down the reigning defending back-to-back champs, Conejo Oaks, in the first round of the CCL South wildcard. Then went up and just pounded the Riptide to a pulp. 16-5, they won that game, while the Crawdads just had to win 1 to get here after clinching the 1 seed, beat Sonoma here at home, and today they embark on a best-of-3 series in which So far, Charlie Barons have the upper hand in.
Yep, it's kind of been all Barons right now in terms of momentum, but the Academy, you could say they squeezed some OJ down in Orange County on Wednesday.
We're on a roll here.
That we are.
The big orange, the mascot for Orange County. That's a good one. I think it rivals the Crawdads definitely for best branding in the league. I'm a big fan of the Crawdad logo and the Crawdad mascot.
Plus the red. It's unique.
Oh, yeah. Crawdads in red and black today. Barons navy and gray. As Cam Taylor in for his second time. First pitch he sees from Yolas. He takes for a strike in a game in which the Crawdads trail by 3 runs. Just 2 hits for him so far, but they've managed to strand 4 runners. They're working the walks, working patient at bats, but not able to cash in against Amari Yolas. 0-1 pitch. Down and in. Taylor takes.
Yolas has kind of been effectively all over the place, Harry. He's gotten some really nice dotted strikes on the outer parts of the strike zone, and then he's missed quite a bit in the dirt, but Buckley kept everything in front of him.
Tall lefty Taylor takes another pitch down and in. So 2 balls and a strike to the second-year Crawdad, guy who's a just veteran of veterans in terms of college ball. Been around for a while. By the Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. He takes strike 2, a breaking ball that flips right down the middle.
Wow.
For the second strike, but it's not what he's waiting for on 2-1. It's a fastball count, and nice time for Yolas to flip in that breaking ball.
Absolutely. But
center cut.
Yeah, middle. That's one he really got away with.
2-2. The breaking ball, this one up above the zone, taken by Taylor. So works it to 3-2. And after that, Charlie, you think maybe sets it up for a high fastball that Taylor likes to go after?
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic read right there from you, Harry. Would not be surprised, but Taylor just gotta be careful.
Payoff pitch. Instead, it's a fastball inside that Taylor watches in for ball 4. So begins the inning with a walk. Third time out of 4 innings that the Crawdads begin with a base runner, but both times they've been thrown out between first and second. Pulaski led off the game with a single, and Robles hit into a double play. Shane Aldridge in the third, a bit of a different situation where he reached an error that got past the first baseman, but thrown out racing for second in that effort.
After Cam Taylor, though, at first. Got 6 stolen bases this season. Try to add another right here.
Riley Winchell, the sweet swinging righty, takes ball 1 outside, who flew out to left last time. Didn't really have a lot on it, but a guy who's got plenty of power and headed to Sac State after this summer. He holds the hands way down low towards his belt.
Yeah, just lets him get the hands out early, keep the bat head level.
1-0 pitch, leans back, it's up and in, taken for a ball, 2-0, and it's like a quick draw back in the Western days. You know, right. You have the pistol on the front hip, or the right hip rather. You quickly pull it out. That's kind of how he has his hands down there. When the pitch comes in, he rapidly fires them up towards his load. As the 2-0 skied out to right field, right where Sanders is camped, and now a bit of movement to his left, but he puts it away. Out number 1, Winchell goes to 0 for 2.
Tough pitch to hit for Winchell, low and outside. That's kind of the spot where you got to get him because of the way he starts his hands in that swing. It's a little bit tougher to get down and away to cover that outside pitch. So you don't want to leave anything elevated in the zone, otherwise he can punch it up and out of the ballpark.
Bryden Bull in for his second time, a new bat after he broke his stick in the first inning. Taylor goes on the pitch, taken outside. Throw is offline, and Taylor swipes second. So best case scenario pretty much for the Crawdads, stolen base plus ball 1.
Absolutely. And Bull only saw 2 pitches last time, so good to see him start this at-bat a little bit more patient. That's what you're looking for. Got to sit, wait, see some pitches, force Yolas to give you a good fastball to hit.
He began taking a lot more pitches sort of in the second half of his season. Got him into advantage counts like this, 1-0. Bounced over towards short, high hop. Clayton's got it. His throw will retire Bull, but moving to third is Taylor. And was just about to say early in the season, Bull would go after early pitches in the count, and that would pretty much be the result. Kind of pounds it into the ground, has hit a lot of choppers When he connects, it's hard hit, but just been kind of consistent. But does work to move Taylor to third now with 2 outs, though. Parker Jr. going to have to find some grass to get him in.
Yep, just need a single here out of Parker Jr. And he hits the ball really hard. Need a line drive, score Taylor, at least make this a 2-run game.
Crawdads searching their first run. Down 3-0 in the fourth. First pitch to Parker, he watches in the dirt. Ball and no strikes to today's 8-hitter, but has really been all around the lineup. Talked about it, 7, 8, 9 hitters have all hit cleanup at some point this season. You'd have to think conventional wisdom would tell you this is one of the stronger bottom thirds that the Crawdads have posted this year. So far, though, Parker Jr., the only to get on, he walked back in the second. 1-0 pitch, above the letters, taken for ball 2.
Another good take from Parker Jr. Worked a walk last time, so expect him to continue being patient. And again, Crawdads just can't be swinging until they see something they really like, kind of middle in, at least for Parker Jr.
McGuire in at third, 2-0, up and then into Parker, taken for ball 3. So he's way ahead with Elijah Ramos, the supreme contact man, former Sonoma Stomper on deck.
3-0 got a take, pass the baton, try to steal a bag and give Ramos a 2 RBI chance.
Pitch from Yolas, right down the middle. Bottom of the zone a bit for a strike. So Parker indeed takes the 3-0 and still is way ahead of 3-1 with, again, Ramos the righty waiting on deck. Taylor is at third. And pretty much even with him at the bag is Aguirre, the third baseman. Rest of the infield, though, is back. 3-1. Taken outside for Parker. 2 plate appearances, no at-bats, 2 walks.
That'll play. You leave the 3-0 pitch there. Wasn't going to be good contact, and you force him, Yolas, it being him, to locate something, and he misses the outer third. So now, between the mound visit, got to be wondering what manager Brent Cummings at third base is talking to Taylor about and what Coach Eric Robles is talking to Parker Jr. at first.
Now the whole infield are going to be welcomed into this meeting. First one was more exclusive. Coach, catcher, pitcher. This one, the whole crew in there, and the outfield on left. Tyler's taking a knee. Eiji Sawamura talking with Nick Sanders in the right center field gap. As everyone's going to head back to their post now with Elijah Ramos up in another run-scoring spot. Had Parker on second last time he came up, but he bounced out to Clayton at short.
And this is where you just got to try to keep the bat head a little more level and lift this ball slightly into the outfield somewhere. Use Yolas's fastball velocity against him.
5 groundouts induced by Yolas so far, been doing a good job of missing barrels. Parker goes on the first pitch, taken, bluffs the throw, and they'll throw back to third, but Taylor dives in safely. They tried the back pick. Buckley made in athletic play, kind of stepping out in front of Parker and making a throw down to third, but no success. So Parker gets the second 1-0 count now to Ramos. And Taylor really wasn't that far off, but it made it a pretty close play. 1-0. Ramos to the right side on a line, falling in front of Sanders. It's down for a knock. Now rounding third, Parker. Throw coming in. It is in time, but the tag is missed. Parker slides in safely.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered, Harry. Elijah Ramos does the job. Sees an outer third fastball, takes it the other way, just throws the hands out there, gets the barrel ahead of it, serves it into right field, and then Parker Jr., after the stolen bag, so much speed, just decides to take it all the way himself and forces a play at the plate. Now it's a 1-run ball game. Couldn't have asked for a better at-bat from Elijah Ramos right there.
So the single scores 2, and he advances to second on the throw. And there is the production from the bottom of the order we were talking about. 2 runs driven in for Ramos, including the run scored by Parker. So now top of the order, Shane Aldridge, who has to wait a little longer. Yolas steps off as some action now in the Barons bullpen. Speed of Ramos on second, being held by the shortstop, Clayton. He's bouncing around now. Yolas comes home to the lefty, and Aldridge takes ball 1.
Tate Foxton, the hard-throwing right-hander, warming up for Academy right now. He and Yolas, arguably highest velocity kind of guys for the Academy, so he's going to try and quiet this game if Yolas can't get out of the inning.
2 runs in for the Crawdads this inning. 3-2, they still trail. Tying run on second. 1-0, Aldridge thought about it, but takes up and away for a ball, and they'll check the check swing, but definitely didn't go. Sort of just turned that front hip, and naturally the upper body came around a bit, but didn't think much about swinging, did Aldridge, so works it 2-0 to the leadoff man who's reached, but was thrown out in between first and second in his first plate appearance. 2-0, swing and a miss. Two-seamer tailing away, and Aldridge, fooled by it, thought it was the four-seam and sort of just laid the bat out there.
Yeah, I haven't seen a ton of two-seamers yet from Yolas, but that one perfectly executed.
So Aldridge still ahead 2-1 against the hard-throwing righty. The pitch, line hard, down the line and right, it is fair! And into the corner, Aldridge going to run for 2. Coming in to score, Ramos, is now Sanders finally digs it out, but Aldridge stands up on second with an RBI double. 100 miles an hour off the bat.
Wow, what a rip from Shane Aldridge right there. Comes in, next man up, takes over from Daniel Polasic. And second at bat, he's up there. Sees a fastball, low part of the zone, digs it out, rips it, pulls side down the line. That's a perfect piece of hitting for the Crawdads.
So we are tied here in Danville in game 1. Crawdads bring home 3, potential go-ahead run now in scoring position with Aiden Robles at the dish. Chance to make up for an early 0 for 2.
Now if you're Robles, just got to get it to the next guy in Ellis.
First pitch taken down and away. Fastball just missed, so ahead 1-0. He's grounded out twice, once a double play, and the second time was a play that pulled Delviar off the bag at first, but he was present enough, spatially aware to make the tag. 1-0 pitch. Robles watches it up and away.
Just hold the bat right now. Yolas is having trouble again finding the strike zone, so if you're Aiden Robles, last time you were up 2-0, grounded into a double play. Just hold the bat, see if you can work a 4 or 5 pitch walk and get Ellis up.
Mr. Crawdad looms on deck. In a 2-0 count, Yolas has to come into Robles a bit. The pitch. In there for a strike. Fastball on the outside corner. Gets a bit outside corner extended there for
really extended
the zone. And after missing 2 straight, you'd think maybe not going to get that call just because you got to show you're able to get it in there.
Right, that's 2 baseballs off the plate. But what are you going to do?
It's now 2-1. Robles swings and misses through a fastball challenge. Split the zone, but just off of it. So now 2-2 with Aldridge standing out there on second, who drove in the game-tying run. Here with 2 down. Been a big inning for the Crawdads. 2 outs. Did not stop him from scoring. 2-2 now to Robles. The delivery. Shot foul down the right side, staying alive, late on a fastball.
That's what you got to do, choke up, protect the strike zone. Robles has been good at doing that in his Crawdad tenure.
He's taken nice at-bats for the most part. Worked a .477 on base percentage in the limited action he's seen this summer. It's a 2-2 count against the starter Yolas. The pitch. Cold strike 3. Fastball in the same spot as strike 2. Freezes Robles once again, but the Crawdads strike for 3. They get back what they lost in the top of the third, and we're starting over after 4. 3-3 after the Crawdads strike back from the top of the third, where Academy got 3 in the bottom of the fourth. The Crawdads get 3, and well, Barons have scored first for the third time in this postseason in all 3 games they've played. They won the first 2, but for the Crawdads, they played nicely from behind in the CCL North Championship game. Came back against Sonoma. Yeah, it was just a 1-run deficit, but the first score was in the 7th inning, so that's late going. You only have 9 outs to get a run. They responded with 5, so able to come back and get that victory. Top of the order up for the third time. Sawamura takes ball 1 outside from Alessandro Martinez, who really, outside of 1 inning, kind of like his counterpart Yolas, has been excellent.
Absolutely. Martinez having himself a really good day, but Alex Gomez warming up for Walnut Creek. Leash might be a little tighter here in this inning.
1-0, Sawamura watches a breaking ball drop inside, so 2-0. And when you think about the leash naturally getting shorter, you think third time through the order, that's kind of when that happens. More success tends to come when a lineup sees the same pitcher for the third time. 2-0 from Martinez. Sawamura looks to bunt, but takes strike 1. I think just a bluff there, really had no intentions of actually bunting that one, but now Robles at third, you got to think about it. He's creeping in, was running in as Sawamura ran up to bunt. Sawamura who calls time, but
looks like his glove got a little bit, his batting glove got a little bit loose, but Sawamura, cerebral hitter, and now that you've shown bunt, you force Robles to come up. Now, with a lot of the bat control that he has, you might be able to just pop it over his head on a line at third and get on.
Also the left side rather open. 2-1, swings and misses. One hand follow through on the off balance cut, so 2 balls, 2 strikes. Martinez had him off his rocker on that slider. Back from 2-0, Martinez now in a 2-2 count with Sawamura. The pitch is taken just outside for ball 3. Winchell was ready to throw it around, and our system here with the TrackMan says home plate ump Eric Thompson got that one easily right.
Yeah, that was a couple balls outside of the plate, but Winchell did a nice job moving it towards the strike zone again. Just not quite close enough initially, the pitch was for a strike.
So now a payoff, 3-2. There it is, called strike 3 in a very similar spot, and Sawamura not happy about it. So 1 pitch before, Winchell not exactly happy. Next pitch, Sawamura down looking for the 4th strikeout of the day, and he shares the same complaint.
Zone's been expanded all day long. I mean, Barron's got to adjust like the Crawdads have.
And I will say that ball 3 was 3 balls out, strike 3 was 2 balls out, so it was a little closer, but still, Martinez is going to be the ultimate beneficiary.
Absolutely.
Now the shortstop Clayton in for his 3rd time. 2-hitter today, takes a slider outside and low.
Clayton ever dangerous, though. I mean, who cares that he's 0 for 2? He's been swinging a really good bat this season with pop, with contact ability.
Next pitch popped up in foul ground, but perhaps playable for Cam Taylor, the lefty. Few steps into foul ground will put it away on the grass. So and Martinez manages to get Clayton down in 2 pitches after the long battle with Sawamura. And a big out number 2.
Absolutely. That's a gift. Martinez just attacks him slider low outside and tough for the right-hander to get to, makes weak contact, and your infield defense takes care of the rest.
Martinez around the 50 or 60 mark on pitches, probably up towards that 60 mark, a bit closer. He'll face Jason Delviar, the 2nd of 8 consecutive righties in this lineup. First pitch, Delviar takes a slider right there for strike 1. Maybe a bit low, but
just a touch, but
it's called.
Exactly. That's what the zone has been all day long.
It's consistent from Eric Thompson back there behind the plate. 0-1 from Martinez. This one drops in the dirt out in front of home plate. Much too low to be called a strike.
And Martinez really trusting that breaking ball. I mean, in fairness, he and Winchell dialing up a good game in terms of the pitch selection, because Barons were all over the fastball in that top of the 3rd inning. That's what allowed them to get ahead. So you've got to mix in a lot of breaking balls to kind of even this out.
1 apiece. The pitch, Delviar pulls it on the ground foul. 3 runs in the top of the 3rd for Academy, all that they've done offensively, and the Crawdads match that in their half of the fourth, a half inning ago. 3 runs for Walnut Creek, 5 hits for Academy, 4 for Walnut Creek, 1 error in the field for the Barons, and none for the Crawdads. Very evenly played game so far. In the windup, Martinez ahead 1-2. The pitch, Del Villar taps it off of Riley Winchell's right knee, right thigh area, and he'll not rub it, and readjust the gear.
Yeah, that one just spotted right above the shin guard where it kind of meets the knee and the thigh.
So he's all right. Eric Thompson, the home plate ump, giving him a second to not rub it. You can't rub it. That's the rule in baseball. Especially if you get hit by a pitch. Can't make the pitcher think, it hit me too hard. Time called at the plate by Jason Del Villar. You ever get hit by a pitch? You have a memorable hit by pitch?
I think I got hit in the small of the back one time back in Little League when I was closer to middle school.
1-2, waves and misses. Del Villar down swinging. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Martinez, who in his 5th inning of work goes 1-2-3 through the top of the Barons order. Amari Yolas's day ends after 4 innings pitched. Gave up 4 hits, 3 runs. All of them were earned, but the Crawdads worked 5 walks. Only 2 strikeouts on the day for the hard-throwing righty, who hands it off to yet another hard-throwing righty, and Tate Foxen, who comes on out of the bullpen. And it's a guy who's, again, throws pretty hard, but not a lot on him this season so far. Hasn't had a very big workload, so bit of a question mark of what the Crawdads are going to see from him.
He's a very stuffy kind of guy. I mean, he's got a hammer curveball that drops, drops really hard, but also moves horizontally as well. Last week, threw a fastball in at 97 miles an hour, which was the fastest in the CCL this season by anybody. So Crawdad's going to have to be a little careful. But here's Ryan Ellis, a guy that loves to hit against velo.
First pitch he saw today, he turned around to the backside for a double over Tyler's head in left field, so he is ready for it. That was a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. He hit it 98 miles an hour. His first pitch from Foxen. He goes after and fouls it away off to the left side. Similar approach there, but that one off the plate. Ellis, best he could do, just fight that one off.
It's a moving 2-seamer for Foxen as well. It's going to be tough to hit regardless if he can locate for strikes.
Hour and a half in. Half the game down. 0-1, Ellis swings and misses at a 94-mile-an-hour fastball at the bottom of the zone. Alongside Charlie Limoncelli, I'm Harry Setrakian. Jack Brooks, our producer. I'll take the 9 innings on play-by-play today. Tomorrow, Charlie Limoncelli's got you. 0-2, righty versus lefty. The tall righty drops the hammer. Called strike 3 on the outside corner to Ellis. That was just disgusting.
Yeah, you can see it. 94-mile-an-hour fastball low in the zone. A lot of 2-seam action. Then he drops a hammer curveball at 77 on the back door. Negative 15 inches of vertical break induced, and then almost 14 inches of horizontal break.
Sheesh.
It's going to be tough to catch up to. I mean, he's going to Texas Tech for a reason, and MLB scouts might want to take notice.
He's got all the physical components of a pro ball player. As Joe Coupland now in, takes a hard fastball in the dirt. 95 miles an hour for a ball. I think that's the fastest pitch that the Crawdads have seen this season.
That it is.
Coupland, a guy who can handle it.
Absolutely, and for all the Crawdads hitters, just have to, against such velocity, just get the bat head out early.
1-0 though, the breaking ball lands way outside for a ball, and when he can throw 95 with a fastball, then snap off the hard breaking curveball, again, drops about 16 inches, but it takes 15 plus miles an hour off. That one's 78. Similar spin profile as the fastball. It's an effective combo.
Very much so.
Next pitch to Coupland, taken just outside. So he's ahead now.
Just hold the bat right now. It's 3-0 count. No need to go swinging at anything outside the zone, and frankly, anything in the zone.
3-0. There's a strike right down the middle to Joe Coupland, who's not seeing a lot of strikes today. Got walked on 5 pitches in the first, saw a 3-2 count in the third inning, but did end up striking out on a pitch out of the zone. Ahead 3-1 once again. Third straight 3-ball count for him. The pitch taken on the outside black, strike 2.
Tough pitch to hit, 3-1, you gotta take it. But now, choke up, protect. And Foxton's gonna really give you something that's not gonna be good in all likelihood, but you got no choice but to take a hack.
Payoff pitch with 1 out. Way outside in the left-hand batter's box. So Coupland works his second walk of the game. Just been a machine today and increases his already incredibly high on-base percentage this summer and incredibly high OPS, up over 1,400.
Yeah, he's been unreal. And I talk about, well, you're probably going to have to take a hack because it's going to be close, and Foxton proves me wrong, just completely missed on the breaker. But now you give Cam Taylor a chance, and if you're Coupland, might be a chance at stealing a base here. He's got some speed.
He's an athlete, guy who can play catcher, can play right. They'll check on him at first, but he's back in standing with a delayed tag by Jason Delviar.
And he was taking a pretty big lead, so.
Yeah.
All the way out to the cut of the grass.
Has stolen 1 base this season in just the 11 games he's played. Taylor waves through the first pitch he sees off the outside part. So behind 0-1 is the savvy veteran, knows how to work an at-bat, take a walk. Did exactly that last time and scored the first run of the game in the bottom of the 4th. Thanks to the Elijah Ramos 2-out single. Another check to Coupland at first, who's back standing, but that one actually rather close on the tag.
It looked pretty close. A little bit surprised Coupland didn't have to dive for it.
About an 8-foot lead off of first. At the plate, the lefty Taylor in an 0-1 count against the righty Foxton. Delivery is taken for a strike, and it's a different kind of breaking ball there. That one, the slider, a bit harder than the curveball, and just sharper break towards Taylor's body, and a little bit that tight vertical spin as well. 0-2. Taylor just fights off a curveball. Was pretty out in front of that one off the outside part and just laid the barrel out to stay alive. So he'll keep working.
Yeah, that's a beautiful curveball. 3,036 RPMs there, 79 miles an hour, perfect on the back door. But Taylor, big credit staying alive.
Quick spin and turn to first is not in time. Coupland once again back with 2-step standing is Eric Robles, the assistant coach over there, with his timer, timing the moves of Foxton, who's been pretty quick, but giving some advice. Now 0-2. Taylor reaches out, fouls it away. That was total protect me swing. He's been off balanced in the 2-strike count here. That time the 93-mile-an-hour fastball healthily off the plate, but
yeah,
tailing away again. You think it's close, just get the bat out, fight it off, live to see another pitch.
Yeah, just 2-seamer runs away from the lefty, and that's what makes Foxton so good, is the movement and the difference in pitch speed.
0-2, swing and a miss. Climbs the ladder with the fastball, and Taylor comes up empty. Second strikeout of the inning for Tate Foxton.
It's exactly what you got to do against Cam Taylor. He's got 2 strikes, give him something where his eyes light up, and it's an elevated fastball where you kind of have no chance at 94 miles an hour.
Alongside Charlie Limoncelli, I'm Harry Setrakian, and our producer's Jack Brooks. If you're just tuning in, 3-3 ball game here in the first game of the best-of-3 set. California Collegiate League Championship Series in 2026. Crawdads looking for their first ever. Second appearance in the CCL Championship Series. They got swept by Conejo in 2024. So Winchell pulls a fastball foul for strike one.
That's the advantage of the two-seamer against same-sided or same-handed hitter. If you're the righty, Foxen is it starts on that inner third. The hitter thinks he has to swing. All of a sudden, it tails inside and out of the strike zone, and it's going to be weak contact.
Another turn and fire to Coupland, dives back just ahead of the tag. Good move by Foxen, who's really kept Coupland at bay. Coupland yet to try to go, but leaning a bit towards second and about a 2.5 step lead. 0-1 to the righty Winchell. He hits it out towards right field on a high line. Racing back, Sanders will find the spot and squeeze it for out number 3. So 2 strikeouts, a walk and a flyout for Tate Foxen in his first inning. He holds the Crawdads scoreless through 5, 3-3. We're still tied. After 5 solid innings of 3-run ball for Alessandro Martinez, he hands things off to Alex Puffy Gomez, who takes over. A guy who can give you a couple innings, has started some games for the Crawdads and done so very, very effectively. At one point, held the summer high for strikeouts, had 7 in an outing against Sonoma before it was taken by Devin James just maybe
A couple games after.
4 days later,
Yeah.
right? But regardless, one of the best that this Crawdad bullpen, Crawdad staff has to offer. As you see the numbers, I mean, just really good stuff. Couple different breaking balls he can go to, and paired off of Sandro Martinez, likewise a righty, who in 5 innings gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, all were earned, just 1 walk to 5 strikeouts. It's kind of a good pairing.
Absolutely.
It's again kind of similar, but just different enough to where these hitters will be off balance.
And what's really different is Martinez, a little more of a 3/4 arm slot delivery.
Yeah.
Gomez is completely over the top, gets so much induced vertical break on the fastball because of that, and the changeup
And the
too,
change, yeah.
which is really a strange pitch for hitters to try and hit, and they've had a lot of trouble with it. They also will break in a slider every once in a while, but for the most part, it's just fastball change.
4-5-6 for the Barons in a 3-3 ball game. Top of the 6th. Nick Sanders, first one to face the righty Gomez, who takes ball 1 up and in, and right over the top regularly, 20 inches of induced vertical break on the fastball, and gets up towards that, like you said, with the changeup. He throws it hard. It gets good ride. 1-0, righty versus righty. The pitch. Breaking ball just well above the zone, 2-0. Sanders did not have to think about it. Sanders, who's driven in a run, 1 for 2 with a single.
Sanders, as he turned away, signaled to the bullpen, that's the slider, or to his teammates. That what Gomez just threw was a slider.
Ahead 2-0 is Sanders. He'll take the slider for a strike. Again, outside part of the plate extended a bit, so Gomez, the beneficiary. And Gomez, his delivery is quite unusual, too. He sort of steps out towards the first base side. The 2-1 tails just inside. I mean, not really, but Sanders kicked his feet away. Sold it well. That one was certainly on the plate.
Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't called a strike.
And I think the sell job, he kicked his feet out of the way like it was coming in. But now 3-1 as Sanders crowds the plate. The pitch on the outside for a strike.
That's what happens when you crowd the plate. That outer third's going to get called even more and extended.
It's almost like the zone has moved one ball to the right of Eric Thompson. Inside, you're not going to get the calls, but outside it will be a bit extended. Now this at bat, a bit of a dance, goes 3-2. Gomez turns into his windup and fires. Off speed, line back towards him, but he can't get it. It skips out to second for Ramos, who makes the play very calmly for out number 1.
Really good slider that time from Gomez, able to locate it down and away against the right-hander. So weak contact, 68 miles an hour off of Sanders' bat, just floated over and to the side of Gomez. He had a chance, extended the arm, didn't get it, but that's what soft contact does, allows your defense to take care of it, and that's what Ramos was able to do.
And I was going to say, I think Ramos is rather glad that Gomez didn't get a piece of that to shoot it off in a different direction to where he was already headed. As David Aguirre in now, he takes fastball just above the zone for a ball. Aguirre up for his third time. Bryce Morrison, today's DH, on deck. Aguirre has flown out to Shane Aldridge twice. This time, though, flipped out to right for Joe Coupland in a few steps. He's got it. So 3 flyouts on the day for Aguirre. And quickly, Gomez has 2 outs.
And the Coupland fan section, they're loving it. First time that he's actually gotten a ball his way. And how about the Coupland chants?
Friends and fans of Joe Coupland, everyone I feel here is a fan of Joe Coupland. So
Absolutely.
electric on the field, easy to root for.
Yeah, he's the Danville kid.
Exactly. Here's Bryce Morrison against Gomez for the first time. Swing and a miss. Hard. Inside. Cutting fastball.
Yeah, that's just the perfect pitch from Alex Gomez. Look out. Can't catch that.
0-1. Taken for strike 2. Another fastball landing in there, 89 miles an hour. Might have two-seamed that one, but it's now an 0-2 count. Way behind is Morrison. He's got to get the bat off the shoulder. The pitch. Swung at and fouled back and away to the right side. Well out of play, so stays alive, extends the inning as Gomez searches for his first strikeout. The starter Martinez had 5, who leads all pitchers today.
I was about to say, might as well go to the off speed there, but what do I know? Gomez goes right to the fastball again.
0-2 pitch. Got him looking. There's the off-speed Charlie on the outside corner, taken for strike 3. 1-2-3 inning out of the bullpen for Gomez, who gives the Barons the claw. Five and a half innings have played, and neither team pulling out ahead just yet. 3-3, we're tied. For the Barons, they scored 3 in the top of the third. Crawdads went scoreless then in the bottom of the third, but didn't do the same in the bottom of the fourth. 3 runs for the Crawdads there. Even this game back up. RBI double for Shane Aldridge tied things after a 2-run single by Elijah Ramos, who advanced up to second on a throw home. So got into scoring position. That double drove him in. Is now 7-8-9. The ones that got it started back in the fourth due up. As Bryden Bold takes a big breaking ball for strike one from Tate Foxen, whose fastball gets up to velocities that are ridiculous. 0-1 to Bull, bounced out to second on a high hop. Leaping up, Espinoza's got it, and he'll retire Bryden Bull. Bull, who goes to 0 for 3 in his first start since the 18th of July.
Tough. I mean, you get 91-mile-an-hour fastball, low part of the zone, and Bull he gets on top of it. That's been kind of the dichotomy of his entire season. Either he's lifting the ball in the air over the fence, or he's smacking it into the dirt. And right now, he's got to find an adjustment and try to get under the ball a little bit more.
Was swinging it really well before he got injured, which is always unfortunate to see. He just was hitting the ball hard on a line, 100+ miles an hour, almost regularly. Here's a guy who can do the same. Kevin Parker takes ball one outside, 92 miles an hour that time. But Foxen, a guy who's touched 98 this season.
Yeah, that's unreal.
And you said it, the hardest pitch thrown in the CCL. No ball, strike to Parker, who watches a fastball on the outside corner for strike one, so evens back up for Parker Jr., who's walked twice, scored once, stolen 2 bags. He's had a very nice day setting the table. Basically a leadoff man here in the 8th spot.
Yeah, pretty much.
1-1. Bounce out to short on the short hop. Backhand play by Clayton, who fires a strike across the diamond to retire Parker. These are 2 shortstops with very strong arms. And they're going toe-to-toe. They can tip the hat at that.
Yeah, how about the defense from Clayton there, though? That's just unbelievable. Short hop on the backhand, picked it up, no problem. Easy transfer, and just gets the throw in time to catch the speedy Parker Jr. I mean, he's got MLB blood in his veins. His father, Royce Clayton, longtime MLB guy.
Liza Ramos stands in, takes a strike. And you have to think a guy like TJ Woodson, kind of similar, who played a majority of the season for the Crawdads. Tracy Woodson, his father. 0-1 to Ramos, hit on the ground back towards Clayton. Backhand, long jump throw in the hole is way offline and towards the Crawdads dugout. Ramos, though, will hold it first as the catcher Buckley backs the throw up nicely. That just was, a play that you really don't need to make a throw on. You got good speed from Ramos. It's impressive enough to stop that ball from getting through, but Clayton, a low percentage chance to get that ball to first in time.
Yeah, he floated that throw, just kind of took a weird sidearm sort of attack with the arm, and Ramos just too much speed, too softly hit into that 5-6 hole.
So it gives the top of the order a chance with 2 outs. Ramos waits at first. Aldridge after the first pitch. Incoming Clayton on a charge, and from the grass will make the throw in time to first. A lot of action for the shortstop. Elijah Clayton makes 2 plays and gets Foxen out of the 6th inning. 3-3, we're tied. Sixth innings come and gone in game 1, and it's being very tightly played. You'd hope a big game would be close, and well, it is. 3-3, can't get any closer as these two have not met yet this season, of course. North versus South champs, but they do have some shared opponents. Crawdads, Barons both played at PBG, Arroyo Seco, and San Luis Obispo. Crawdads not faring very well against the latter of the two, while the Barons picked up wins against both and own a 3-1 record over the San Luis Obispo Blues, who could very well have been the best team in the CCL North. But man, it's been such an excellently played ball game today. 7-8-9, Jackson Tyler leads off against Puffy Gomez. And takes the first pitch just above the belt for a ball with Nigel Buckley and Izzy Espinosa on deck and in the hole. But Crawdads 0-2 against the South this year. It's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Tipped into the glove of Winchell. But Charlie, I mean, a very limited sample. Two games against Arroyo Seco in which the Crawdads led both, just couldn't pull through.
Indeed, and the South tends to be a little bit more talented than the North, but Crawdads put up some good fights.
1-1 taken eye level, 2-1, and they were. And the Crawdads, again, did lead in both those games against Arroyo Seco. You could also almost call San Luis Obispo a South team, the way they're so far down there. Is now a 2-1 to Tyler is taken just inside. Winchell couldn't hang on.
And if that's a pitch that Winchell's able to hold, that might have been called strike 2 instead of ball 3.
So instead a 3-1 count that Gomez has to deal with in his, to begin his second inning after a 1-2-3 sixth.
Now there's a football in the outfield.
Oh.
So Coupland has to throw it all the way back. There's a spiral.
Hey, he can do it all. Catcher, right field, quarterback.
Yeah, something like that.
There's looks like some type of, summer football training that's been going on out behind right field in Monte Vista. The 3-1 taken in there for a strike. Fastball and changeup split the zone. So it goes 3-2. Gomez working back, but a lot of action here at Monte Vista High School as it's almost back to school time. 3-2. Tapped. Foul at the plate into the dirt. Winchell tried to get the glove out to stop that one from hitting the dirt first and instead be a foul tip strike 3, but just couldn't quite get it. That's a really tough one to try and make. So
yeah, tough angle that it comes off of the barrel.
Count remains at 3-2. Gomez, the USF Don, works quickly. The pitch swung on off the hands, foul, and out of play. So once again holds at 3-2. 7 pitches this at bat.
Yeah, lots of fastballs and changeups for Gomez. This might be a time to break off a slider, especially low away. Try to get a bite. Keep it just in the zone.
Pitch number 8 to Jackson Tyler. He shook one. Now at the belt, he'll wind and fire. It's fouled right back again.
Good fight from Tyler. Certainly doesn't make it easy. I mean, that fastball is so hard to read. You don't know how far it's going to drop, and really it does the opposite. It kind of stays and defies gravity. That's what the induced vertical break really means.
That one elevated is football again ending up in right center field.
We can't be doing that now. That's twice in a row.
Get it together.
Yeah, let's go football practice. Come on.
Monte Vista High School, host site for the CCL Championship, State Championship 2026. 3-2 from Gomez. Once again is in the dirt, and Tyler will win the battle. 9 pitches it takes, but he ends up working the walk. So leadoff man on first, Nigel Buckley, Izzy Espinosa up next.
There's the slider from Gomez, just, I think maybe left the hand a little bit too late, so it skips in the dirt.
So could be trouble. First runner that the Crawdads have allowed now in 7 batters, 7 straight retired by Alessandro Martinez. Back to the final out of the 4th, got through the 5th, and Gomez came in, 1-2-3 in the 6th. The walk breaks the stretch. First pitch swinging by Buckley. He's late, fouls it out of play, so he's behind 0-1, and that's, it feels like a point in the game where the offense grabbed the 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th, and the pitching was giving the Crawdads offense a bit of momentum to work with, but Tate Foxen has snuffed the flame as a turn fire to first. Diving back is Tyler in time, but pretty close as Taylor slapped the tag, but Crawdad offense not taking advantage of the dominant pitching because of, well, dominant pitching to the Barons' right. 0-1 from the stretch. The pitch, runner goes. Taken just high. Throw down is in time. The tag will get him out at second. Oh, now he's called safe. What? So Kevin Parker applied the tag. The call was made out. Maybe dropped the ball, but the runner, Tyler, going to second, he just motioned with his 2 hands. He said, "I'm safe." And then the ump over there at second said, "Sure, he's safe." I'm a bit puzzled whether the ball might have squirted out of the glove of Parker on the tag or what happened, but again, the initial call was out. The runner said, no, I'm safe, and the umpire, again, motioned it. Brent Cummings, I suppose, satisfied with his explanation, so he'll head back to the dugout. Into second safely is Jackson Tyler.
Wow. Bang, bang play. Throw was right there from Winchell. It is an 0-2 count, though, to Buckley, so Crawdads can at least hang their hats on that.
Not quite sure what happened there, but anyways, in any case, runner on second now with nobody out. Tough situation for Gomez. The pitch swung on and fouled. So 2-strike count remains for Gomez.
But the tricky thing is now it's no one out. Runner in scoring position is Jackson Tyler, and this is the bottom of the order for the Barons that's gotten the job done. Buckley especially has been ever dangerous.
2 for 2 today. Double in the third and a single in the fourth. Came around to score after that double back in the third. Sparked the 3-run third inning rally. But since then, nothing doing for the Barons. Chance to get back out in front for the second time today. Buckley dealing with an 0-2 count. Gomez, a long pause, he'll come home. And the pitch sails. Winchell jumps out of the squat to save that one from the backstop. Could have been a free 90, but Riley Winchell quickly up to stop it.
Wow. That's so impressive from Riley Winchell back there. Just to recognize that ball was sailing and then leap all the way up out of the crouch to grab it.
First ball of the count goes 1-2. The pitch swung on and missed. Elevates the fastball, and Gomez gets the chase for his second strikeout of the day.
Whew, beautiful challenge fastball. Not even close to the strike zone. That's just complete high cheese.
So Izzy Espinosa on now for his third time. Bunted for a single back in that, again, 3-run third, and came around to score. Robles perhaps sniffing out a similar strategy he's in, as well as Taylor at first. They're both on the grass with the middle of the infield back. Taylor now creeping in even with the mound and steps back as he awaits. First pitch, Espinosa takes upstairs, no sign of a bunt. So he's swinging away, trying to get that runner, Jackson Tyler, the left fielder, in from second. Tyler, who led the inning off with a walk, stole second, and is there with one out. Gomez will spin and lob a throw back to second, but easily in, of course, is Tyler.
Apparently from eyewitness reports, Tyler beat the ball on the tag, apparently. Video might have shown he could have been out, but tough play.
1-0 line out towards center, but it's going to hang up there for Bryden Bull. There's out number 2. So big pitching by Alex Gomez to get 2 unproductive outs with the runner in scoring position and nobody out. And, well, that explanation, if he's called out by the umpire in the first place and the ball wasn't dropped or anything, it's a little bizarre that he was able to change the call in real time if that's what happened. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Parker blocked the base or something. I really can't come up with it.
Yeah, either way. I was going to say with 2 outs, the runner doesn't matter as much, but not with Sawamura up. This is a guy that's got crazy contact ability. You got to be careful.
Left side once again wide open. Parker shaded towards the bag, holding Tyler on at second. First pitch, Sawamura takes above the letters for a ball. He's been on twice, once via a hit, once a walk, also struck out back in the 5th. So a lot of different outcomes on the day for Sawamura, who again, Crawdads playing to pull on the infield. 1-0 pitch inside. He rises his arms up out of the way. So he's ahead 2-0 at the top of the order, the lone lefty in this Barons lineup today. Gomez long look into Winchell with Tyler a moderate lead on second. 2-0 pitch. Takes a strike.
Great pitch from Gomez. Just challenge him up and in. It's where it's going to be toughest for a lefty, a contact lefty, to get to it. Not a bad place to just keep spamming some fastballs for strikes.
Took a little off, but went to the cutter there, 88 miles an hour. Bearing into the lefty, still landed in. Now 2-1. Dips below the zone, taking ball 3. So Sawamura working this at-bat, walked in this very count, 3-1 back in the third. Way ahead 3-1 with the go-ahead run here in the 7th. Late going in this one. If the Barons can get ahead and get 9 outs, they'll take game 1. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Big rip at a cutter well elevated above the letters. Rare to see Sawamura kind of help out a pitcher like that, but
that's what you got to do if you're Gomez. Challenge up and in with the fastball, the cutter. Got it for a called strike, then a swinging strike. Got to go back to the well, in my opinion, here.
Sawamura does lead this team in strikeouts with 24. Now in a 3-2 count, staring down 25. It's taken inside for ball 4, and it's the 28th walk of the season. So, guy who does work walks, but also can strike out. Gets the walk that time for the second time today.
Well, still 2 outs and a forced play at any base now. Just got to keep this ball on the ground if you're Alex Gomez. But Clayton, tough guy to get out. And it feels like he's due for a hit, 0 for 3 today.
Again, did not play in either of the 2 first playoff wins. In the lineup, batting second today. Does have an RBI on a ground out.
Miles Brand starting to throw pitches for Walnut Creek now.
Clayton takes strike 1 right there from the righty Gomez. Brand, a guy who can also extend multiple innings. After the 7th, you'd only have really 2 innings left, but this one could be headed towards extras. Runners on first and second, 3-3, 2 outs. Back pick to first. Taylor diving stop as that ball almost got away. Taylor had to lay out just to save that from going into right and perhaps bringing home a run. So, bit of a risk by Winchell. High risk, high reward. And pitch, meanwhile, was called a strike. So, Gomez in the driver's seat 0-2 amidst the drama. This place ready to erupt. Gomez can get out of this one with 2 outs, runners on first and second. The pitch. Called strike 3. And a loud roar from the Crawdad faithful here today as he strands runners on first and second. 2 nice innings of work for Alex Gomez. 2 shutout frames. 3-3, this game remains tied. 2-3-4 coming up for the Crawdad. Stretch time here at Monte Vista High School in a game that has been played very well by both sides, just passing the 2-hour mark on the Pacific Coast here. 6:05 p.m. if you're tuning in from the East Coast. 9:05 p.m. sun perhaps down over there. And we thank you for tuning in here on the Crawdads Streaming Network, the exclusive home of the 2026 CCL State Championship. North champion Crawdads, South champion Barons. is into the bottom of the 7th. Aiden Robles to lead off against Tate Fox, and he looks to square around, but wisely pulls back, takes ball 1 with Ryan Ellis on deck, Joe Copeland in the hole. This seems like the time to get it going for the Crawdads, the meat of the order.
Absolutely. I love a bunt here from Robles. Try to pin it down between the pitcher and third.
He'll take that one outside. Goes to 2-0. Didn't threaten a bunt on the 90-mile-an-hour pitch, tailing away. So maybe change of plans after getting ahead. He's well ahead 2-0 against Foxen, who delivers a strike.
Really good pitch. Fastball on the outer third, and not a whole lot you can do there if you're Robles. I mean, I guess you could swing if you wanted to, but unless you were ahead of it, able to hit it on a line, probably wouldn't have been good contact.
No stirring in the Barons bullpen as Aiden Robles calls time, and really no reason to. Tate Foxen has been excellent in the 2 innings he's worked.
Yeah, he's been magnificent, just throwing strikes.
Faced 8 batters, gotten 6 outs, a walk and a hit allowed. 2-1 now, though, is pulled outside, so 3-0 in danger of walking his second batter of the game, and the 1 walk, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Good conversion rate on the mound. 3-1 though. The pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner. That pitch has not been there today from Eric Thompson behind the plate for either side, and that one was probably the furthest inside we've seen, and it was called.
Got to fight back, choke up, protect.
So now Robles in a 3-2 count. Pitch from Foxen is swung on and missed. Chasing a breaking ball, jumping out of the zone, and it's just a tough one where on 3-1, again, you're waiting for your pitch. You get one that's off the plate inside. Again, on the plate inside has not been called a strike today, but Charlie, that one was called, and so you just got to roll with the punches.
I guess so, and just a really tough break for Robles because that pitch that you do swing at goes well outside of the zone, low and away, and could have worked a walk on the full count, but he had to take a hack.
Fox into Ellis, hard on the ground towards second, up with it Espinoza, and now steps into his throw, and it's in time to beat Ellis on the first pitch. So Ellis down to 1 for 3 today after a hit his first time, and just like that, I said it was a good time for the Crawdads to try and get something going. Now all of a sudden, 2 outs.
Yeah, but the ever-dangerous Joe Copeland up. Got to just look for a ball to elevate here if you're Copeland.
He's come up with 2 outs now 3 times in his 4 plate appearances. Only time he came up with 1 out, worked a walk, that was in the 5th. Breaking ball, he fouls off the end of the bat. Towards the on-deck circle where Cam Taylor awaits, today's 5-hitter. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout.
Nasty breaking ball right there on the curveball. Moves vertically as much as it does horizontally away from Copeland. That's unbelievable.
0-1 from Foxen. Copeland watches it away. The slider that time. Ball and a strike, and this is about exactly how we expected this game to go. It'd be maybe tough to get to the starters, but a few runs scored, and now the bullpen's taken over, doing an excellent job. 1-1. Copeland backs away on the up and in fastball. 2-1.
Good take. I mean, that's a pitch that, that one was a little bit more extreme on how much it broke into the right-hander, but usually that's a pitch that looks pretty deceptive.
2-1. Copeland takes a breaking ball at the top of the zone that drops in. Backed up on Foxen. Wasn't exactly where he wanted to deliver that one, but got the top rail. So now Copeland in danger of a 1-2-3 inning. 2-2. Swung on and missed. 96 miles an hour from the 6'5" righty Tate Foxen to retire the side in order in the 7th. We've got a good one brewing. 2 innings to go. We're tied at 3. 7 innings. Come and gone. 3-3 ball game is today's player of the game, brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth, including the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads, as Buffy Gomez works through the middle of the Barons' order this inning. Jason Delviar leads things off and takes strike 1 at the belt. Nick Sanders, David Aguirre also due up, and the Crawdads would be, if the Crawdads are to pull out of this one with a victory, we'll have the Worth Group player of the game on the post-game show. It's the 0-1 to Delviar. Is off speed, but taken for a strike.
Wow.
Landed the changeup.
Beautiful slider right there from Alex Gomez.
Yeah, that's right.
Completely tails out a little bit more of the vertical break and then freezes the right-handed hitter.
Kitchen sink open for Gomez. Righty, 0-2. The pitch. Hit hard towards short. On it is Parker Jr. It takes a bit of a wild hop. Now has trouble getting it out of the glove, but fires a laser to first in time. Taylor staying on the bag with the stretch.
Good throw from Kevin Parker Jr. Sure, he double clutched it, but he knows he's got enough arm to make the throw. So it took his time, made sure it was secure. It was a little bit off target, but Cam Taylor, left-handed first baseman, that's why he's so valuable, because you stretch to the right side and have that outstretched hand there to get it.
And it took, again, a bit of a weird hop off the lip of the infield grass. It was to his glove side, but when it took that hop, it went even further over, so had to reach out a bit, maybe cause for the short scuffle between glove and hand, but still, the arm paying off. Sanders takes ball 1 up and in from Alex Gomez. Again, we've talked about the arm of Kevin Parker, another example there of why it's so valuable. If you don't make the play cleanly, you can still fire a bullet. 1-0 pitch, high one, but he goes after and fouls it back. And off the fence back towards Alex Gomez. Noah Zirkle from the first base home dugout going to be the one to grab it.
There we go, Zirk.
Hey, Zirk. So count goes 1-1 after the foul ball off the bat of Nick Sanders, who's 1 for 3 today. Ball and a strike, 1 out. 3-3 ball game in the top of the 8th. CCL Championship Game 1. The pitch shoots Sanders off the plate inside.
Just got to keep throwing strikes if you're Gomez right now. That's been the recipe for success. Already 3 punch-outs today against a very dangerous Barons order.
2-1 to the righty. Sanders swings again and fouls it right back over us. So works even, 2-2 from Gomez, who's feels like he had to work really hard in the 7th after a 1-2-3-6th. Pitch count ranging up over about 40 right now. After relieving 5 solid innings from Alessandro Martinez, gave up 3 runs. 2-1, swing and a miss. And it was 1-2, actually, 2-2, I should say. So that strikeout number 4 on the day for Alex Gomez.
Woo. Nasty changeup right there from Alex Gomez. Had him, Sanders, well out in front, expecting a fastball. Lovely sequencing.
So 2 straight outs to begin the frame in the 8th for Alex Gomez. Continues to work quickly. David Aguirre takes ball 1 inside. Charlie, feels like next run might win it.
Yeah, absolutely, Harry. We're certainly in that territory now in the top of the 8th. 4 outs to go for the Barons, 6 for Walnut Creek.
1-0, bounced out to short, playing the in-between hop. Parker throws on the run, it's in time, and Taylor, they say, is off the base at first. Throw brought him off to his glove side, had to stretch a little extra. So it's probably going to be an error on the throw, pulling Taylor just about 8 inches off the bag. That's a close one.
Yeah, very close. No official scores decision
it's called
just
a single.
Yet. Oh, they'll give him a single. Honestly, I don't mind that. That was really slowly hit. Parker Jr. had to feel the tough hop and then accelerated his throw a little bit.
Gomez looking for the 3rd out as he fires a fastball inside to Bryce Morrison. 0 for 3 today. Decent candidate for the final out. As Gomez looking to go 3 shutout innings. Match Tate Foxen, who's done the same out of the bullpen. Next delivery, fastball inside again, so 2-0. 2-out single on the infield for David Aguirre. So he's on first with 2 outs in a tie ball game. Any runner here is extraordinarily valuable. The Barons playing with just 4 outs left in regulation. 2-0 pitch, taking all the way is Morrison, and it's just outside for ball 3. So close one, but Thompson, the home plate ump, not giving in.
It's been there, though, previously for a strike.
3-0. Once again, standing like a statue is Morrison, but he takes strike 1 this time, right down the middle. Is Miles Brand not actively warming up in the Crawdads pen, but he's standing up watching this game from the mound. 3-1 now, hit over towards Miles Brand in foul territory and out of play. Now 1 strike away from getting through his 3rd inning of work is Alex Gomez. 4 strikeouts on the day after the starter Martinez collected 5. Tate Foxton also has 4 out of the pen for the Barons. Gomez trying to match the game high. The 3-2 pitch, runner's gonna go. It's lined hard down the line and foul. Ball was ripped towards the left field corner, but just enough out in front was Morrison to keep this at-bat alive.
Yeah, kind of a mistake pitch there from Gomez. One that, 77 miles an hour spins a little bit too much to be the changeup, but not enough really to be the slider. Didn't break the way he wanted it to. A little bit of a cement mixer bottom of the zone and gets away with it because Morrison was too early.
3-2 pitch. Again, Aguirre gonna go. And it's taken up and away for ball 4. So moving up to second, Aguirre, and Morrison gets on with a walk, and big situation now. 2 down. Jackson Tyler coming up. And a big moment for Alex Gomez in this ball game. 3-3 tie. 4th run potentially out there on second for the Barons as assistant coach Gabe Rojas going to call time and have a chat with Alex Gomez, Riley Winchell, and the rest of the infield, and a good time to do it.
That's what I was going to say. Good spot for it, but Gomez is a competitor. Got to leave him out here right now. I mean, he wants to get out of this jam. He's going to find a way, or at least that's what you want to think as a pitching staff. That's what you have to trust because he's just been electric all season long.
Now in the right field bullpen, Miles Brand really starting to throw some pitches again, go sort of full speed. Get ready to maybe have to come in this game, though, for the Crawdads and, of course, for Alex Gomez, Gabe Rojas, the coaching staff. They're hoping that's next inning and not to finish the 8th.
Absolutely, and Brand's been a little bit unlucky, too, coming in and inheriting jams. He's allowed a couple of first batter hits that have plated runs, notably against Arroyo Seco and also against Menlo Park.
Yep.
One of the times he was out there. So ideally you want to give him a clean slate so he can just try to miss bats.
So Gomez has to deal with runners on second and first. Aguirre and Morrison as the first pitch is rolled to third by Tyler, going the short way to second. Robles, 5-4 to end the inning, and a big pitch to get out of a mini jam with 2 outs for Alex Gomez, who works 3 shutout innings in CCL Championship game number 1. Crawdads coming up in a tie ball game. Charlie Limoncelli and Harry Setrakian. He's Charlie, I'm Harry. Our producer's Jack Brooks, taking you through CCL Championship game number 1 here in 2026. And to recap how it's gone so far, was a nice battle between the two starters, Amari Yolas and Alessandro Martinez, two right-handers who Yolas went 4 innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 5 walks to 2 strikeouts. Martinez, pretty similar, but in 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. And since then, Alex Gomez for the Crawdads and Tate Foxen for the Barons out of the bullpen have been absolutely just exceptional.
Yeah, they've been nails.
No runs allowed by either of them in 3 full innings for the both of them. And Foxen into his 4th inning of work. Here in the bottom of the 8th, he goes through Cam Taylor, Riley Winchell, and Bryden Bull, a trio that is without a hit today. Only time on base was a Cam Taylor walk in the 4th. Taylor swings at the first pitch, a little late, fouls it off over the Barons dugout and out of play, where a couple Barons are already out there retrieving some foul balls, so it might make it easy for him.
Perhaps. Now this is the second time that Taylor, Winchell, and Bull will have seen Foxen, so perhaps they can find a little bit more success.
0-1, Taylor wrapped on the ground to second, over to his left. Espinoza can't handle it. It kicks up off his chest and away from him for Taylor to get on to first. So he reaches base to start the inning. An error on the second baseman, and it's exactly how you might need a rally to get going. An error made by the best defense in terms of fielding percentage in the CCL.
Yeah, rare miss for Espinoza. He's been really clean over there at second base, looking like Lucas Carlisle for the Crawdad fans. That's who you're used to being just so fundamental. Now Winchell just got to put the ball in the air, try to get something into the gaps.
Speed on first. Winchell going to square a bunt. He gets it down towards the mound. Foxen will gather. Throw to first is in time. But the sacrifice works to perfection. Taylor gets over to second. And again, you're at the point in the game where it's late enough where you're playing for 1 run. And
like
for the Crawdads, 1 run, 3 outs is a game 1 victory.
Yeah, honestly, great fundamental call from manager Brant Cummings. Now if you're Bryden Bull here, if I'm him, shorten up my swing. I just want to hit a single into one of the outfield gaps. You've got plenty of power already with the bat speed. Just make contact and lift it.
First pitch from Foxen. Hard-throwing righty. Pours in a breaking ball for a strike to Bull. He's started Bull off with the breaker both times, and Bull seemingly sitting fastball both times. Just let it go right down the middle. 0-1. Another breaking ball that tails just outside, so Bull evens it up 1-1. Guy who's 0 for 3 today, couple bounce outs, 1 to short, 1 to second. Broken bat line out to the starter Yolas as well. 1-1 from Foxen, a fastball down below the zone, and picked off the dirt by Nigel Buckley.
Longest at bat Bulls had today, and
yeah,
that's good. Honestly, so what if Foxen gives you more breaking balls? You got to sit and wait fastball here.
2-1, Bulls ahead. The pitch is in there for a strike. Fastball at the knees, 91 miles an hour. It's now even once again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bull longest at bat of the game in his plate appearances. Taylor dancing on second. 2-2 in is up and away. So evens up at 3-2, or fills up, I should say. Bull really battling here. Trying to get the go-ahead run in from second in a very, very tightly played game. 3-3, bottom 8. 1 down after the sack bunt. 3-2. Bull takes just inside and will reach first via a walk. But, man, that pitch didn't miss by much.
Great at-bat from Bryden Bull, but a whole lot of jawing from the Barons coaching staff. And in their defense, that's been called a strike pretty significantly this game.
So maybe a meeting on the mound. Assistant coach out with Tate Foxen and the catcher Nigel Buckley. As Kevin Parker is the one due up, a righty versus righty matchup this will set up, and a guy who's really worked nice at bats from the 8 spot today, Charlie. 2 walks, a run scored, also stolen a couple of bags. You feel like another walk here, of course, benefits the Crawdads greatly, loads the bases as Brant Cummings wants to call a meeting with Taylor on second, Bull on first, and
oh no, umpire's going to break it up.
Nope. Not going to be allowed.
Oh, no, there
it
it
is.
But I think this is a perfect
Yeah.
time for manager Brent Cummings to have a chat with Parker Jr. now, Eric Robles, the first base coach as well. Try to execute a double steal here.
Sure. Bull, not a guy who really runs with the stolen base speed, but has plenty of speed around the bases, and it is more to stealing bases than just, pure speed. You got to get a good jump off the pitcher, got to get a read off of him as a righty begins to loosen for the Barons out in left field. But if he's the backside of a double steal, you have him, I think it's a good chance where he'd get a good jump if Taylor can get a good read to third. So all meetings broken up, and everyone back ahead of a big at-bat with one down in the 8th inning. Cam Taylor's on second. Bryden Bull is on first. With the hard-swinging Kevin Parker Jr. at the plate, facing the equally hard-throwing Tate Foxen. Corners in on the infield, middle back. First pitch, Parker fouls it off the end of the bat and out of play.
Honestly, I don't mind the aggressiveness right there from Parker Jr. Like the pitch you saw, got a fastball and just too far out of the zone, so off the end of his bat. Otherwise, probably would have went the other way for a single.
It was aggressive, probably a pitch that would have been called a ball, but regardless, it's 0-1. Now Taylor will bluff a go. He stops halfway as the pitch taken below the knees for ball one, and Brent Cummings was calling something out as the third base coach, but maybe either a mix-up of signs or maybe that was the exact sign. Just make the catcher Buckley think about you. Now count 1-1, and he'll spin and throw back to second. A D move. Certainly not the A move.
Indeed not.
Might have been the Z move.
Potentially.
Just lofting the throw, sidearm back to second. So keeping Taylor somewhat honest. Foxen got to stay focused on the hitter now, though. 1-1 to Parker. He goes around on a half swing, didn't commit to the breaking ball, or committed and realized too late.
Yeah,
goes to 1-2.
Such a tough pitch to try and hit. I mean, so much movement from Foxen, and Parker Jr. just sat there looking silly on the half swing. Not much you can do.
Foxen ahead now 1-2, trying for an unproductive out. The pitch. Breaking ball just misses outside. A bit up and away, and good take by Parker not to reach the bat out. That's a pitch that if you swing has double play written all over it.
Absolutely. Parker Jr.'s got such a good eye. Tracks the ball really well, and just got to put a level swing on something here.
Force at any square base. First and second, one out. 2-2 pitch. Parker hits it hard towards short in the outfield. Taylor gonna round third. He's headed home, and Tyler has trouble with it in left. Now Bull's gonna round third, and he's gonna score. Parker for third. The throw is in time. They got him. But the damage has been done. The Crawdads bring home two. Kevin Parker delivers.
Honestly, who cares about the out at third? Crawdads score two. Now they lead in the driver's seat. Got to protect.
And for what it's worth, I thought Parker might have been safe.
Me too. He beat it.
Again, damage done. 2 runs in. Crawdads lead it 5-3. Elijah Ramos in. First pitch, he takes a strike. 98.
Whoa!
On the gun. There's the frustration from Foxen.
Fastest pitch from anybody in the CCL this season. Oh my goodness.
Next pitch. Ramos late fouls it away, 96. So Foxen, after giving up the lead, pumps 2 of the hardest pitches he's thrown all year.
Yeah, there's the frustration. He's completely airing it out right now. But MLB, look out for this guy.
0-2 to Ramos. Breaking ball off the outside, taken for a ball. So officially goes down as a double for Parker. 2 runs batted in. The out goes 7-6-5 at third. 1-2, Ramos taps the breaking ball away, staying alive, but again, damage done. 5-3, Crawdads for the first time today lead the ball game for the first time in the CCL Championship.
Notably for Foxen, only one of those runs is going to be earned. But still.
1-2. Ramos chases a breaking ball and Foxen gets off the mound after giving up the lead. Or giving up the tie, but gives the Crawdads the lead. 2-run inning is the difference. Crawdads need 3 outs to win game 1. Crawdads make a call to the bullpen to Miles Brand, who looks to close out game 1 of the 2026 CCL State Championship. Crawdads a 2 spot in the bottom of the 8th. Give them a 2-run lead in this ball game. And Brand, a guy who's done an excellent job of holding these types of leads. Like you said, Charlie, when he's able to come in a fresh inning, not inheriting runners, which is the case today for his 15th outing, ERA under 1. Exceptional stuff from the righty, and he'll face 8-9-1 due up for the Academy Barons. Nigel Buckley, Izzy Espinosa, and Eiji Sawamura. So you have to feel that both sides of things kind of have their hands full with their matchups coming into this inning.
Absolutely, but Miles Brand has been so reliable for Walnut Creek. He and Sandro Martinez tie Crawdad history with the single-season best ERA at 0.78. 14 appearances for Brand, 23 innings. He just throws strikes, 25 Ks, just 2 walks, which is one of the best strikeout to walk ratios in the entire CCL. This is exactly the guy you want. It's not going to throw super hard, but he locates.
So the bottom of the order today has got it done for the Crawdads, as well as that. A big part of the 3-run third for the Academy Barons. They have to repeat that effort. Have the same leadoff man up there as they did. The 9-hitter, the 8-hitter, Nigel Buckley, who takes the first pitch way up and away out of the zone from Brand, who does have a save on the season. He's in line for it today if he can get it with the 2-run lead. First pitch wasn't close. Now the 1-0. Another slider. This one also not close. So way high to Buckley. He's looking to start a rally. The Barons need 2 before they record 3 outs.
Just got to find the strike zone for Miles Brand. 2 off-speed pitches, go with the heat.
2-0, a fastball in there as Buckley was holding the bat very, very, very tall on that right shoulder. He was showing no interest of swinging. 87 on the fastball, now 2-1. The pitch, swing and a miss. Elevates the fastball and gets it by Buckley for strike 2. So count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now you've got your confidence for Miles Brand. Classic, just go slider low and outside, get a bite, get out of this batter.
2-2, righty versus righty. The pitch is swung on, fouled away to the right side, out of the zone, but Buckley able to get the bat on it and stay alive.
Still going towards the outer third with the fastball. It was outside of the strike zone, but Buckley does a nice job extending the barrel all the way out to catch a piece.
2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. The pitch is taken up above the zone, ball 3, and Brand, who's mainly just a 2-pitch guy, the 4-seamer and the slider is what he'll go to. Bit of a compact, somewhat over-the-top delivery. 3-2. Buckley hits it hard out to center on a line, going back. Bull back pedaling, it sails over his head and gets to the wall. Buckley has a nose for second, and he'll be in standing as Bull gets it into the cutoff a bit late. That's exactly again how that 3-run third inning began. A leadoff double off the bat of Nigel Buckley.
And now pinch runner Sean Ishii gonna trot out there and take the place of Nigel Buckley.
So the starting catcher today, Buckley, is squatted down for 8 innings, and catcher generally a position that doesn't run as well. So good move here from head coach James Bishop to bring in Ishii.
That's tough for Walnut Creek, but if you're Brand, You got to trust your defense to get out, work into soft contact. That's a middle fastball in a full count at 88 miles an hour that gets turned around for 90 or 100 miles an hour off the bat. Also, now a pinch hitter as well.
Isaac Ocampo will pinch hit for Izzy Espinosa.
They go to the catcher, so probably going to take over defensively as well.
He had a run driven in, and the win over Orange County, as time will be called. Gabe Rojas going to have a chat at the mound with the infield, and this is big time here. Ocampo, you're put into a big spot where the run on second doesn't matter unless you score yourself at home, so one swing could tie it, but for Brand, if you're able to get a couple of outs, maybe a ground out to the right side, if it moves the runner over, not really a big deal. And if they end up with a sac fly after that, you're still standing with 2 outs.
Just got to find a way to get outs. That's the bottom line. That's what Gabe Rojas is likely talking to Brandon the infield about. Any way you can get it.
So you kind of just have to forget about the runner at second. Because again, he doesn't matter unless another one comes in to score behind him. So focus on attacking the batter. That's probably the message from Rojas, as you are alluding to. Defense swung more towards the pull side against the righty Ocampo. First pitch he sees of the day. He takes for a strike. Slider right down the middle. So behind 0-1, he begins his day.
It's kind of dangerous pitch, though, Harry. A slider in the upper third. I mean, I don't care who you are as a hitter. It's a pitch you got to turn around and smash.
Brand ahead 0-1, a long look to second. Now he comes home. Slider hit out deep to left, but Aldridge into his right will put it away. There's out number 1.
Well, that'll play. That's what you got to do. Trust your defense to get outs. This is such a good defense for Walnut Creek. I mean, Robles is good at third. Parker Jr. is amazing at short. Ramos is great at second. And also, Barrett Ronson's in the game at first base for Walnut Creek. They took out Cam Taylor.
Barrett Ronson takes over, was excellent there at first, and the win over Sonoma on Wednesday to clinch the North title.
Got to be careful, though, now with A.G. Sawamura. So dangerous.
Sawamura, 5th time at the plate. He's walked twice, singled once, also a strikeout. First pitch to him. Takes a breaking ball just outside off the back door for a ball, 1-0. Sawamura, a guy who's likely not going to jump the yard on you. No home runs this summer, but again, you feel like we've talked about it. Regular season stats somewhat go out the door when it gets to postseason time. 1-0 pitch, taken again up and away, so 2 balls, no strikes in a situation where with one swing you could tie the game, but if you get on first, you bring the go-ahead run up to the plate.
Yeah. And Sawamura, he's walked a couple times too. Brand, you got to throw strikes even though he's such a good contact hitter.
2-0 to AG from the stretch. Brand delivers. Fastball in the dirt, 3-0. Sawamura gets ahead, and a guy who's got 4 total home runs in his 3 collegiate seasons during the spring and no homers this summer. Again, if he gets on, he hands it off to some guys who've got a bit more thump. Elijah Clayton on deck. Jason Delviar in the hole with 1 out and 1 on. The 3-0 is taken for a strike. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. So Sawamura still way ahead, and that pitch shouldn't have been called a strike.
No, and Sawamura correctly arguing it. I can't blame him.
That's the furthest miss we've seen today from Eric Thompson. You have to feel for Sawamura in a 3-0 count, who had a pitch that was 5 balls off the plate.
Yeah.
So he's still ahead 3-1 though. The delivery is taken just below the knees for ball 4. That one a bit closer.
Yeah, I think that's the recovery call.
And also out of the zone, I was going to say. I'm good with that ruling.
Yeah, that's fine. And honestly, if you're the Crawdads, that's acceptable. You had the first base open. Now, 1 out, 2 on. Force plays at third, second, and first. You can turn a double play here, but oh my God, Elijah Clayton's just so dangerous. 4 pumps this season. Can't give him anything elevated.
Clayton's got 4 homers. On deck, Delviar's got 4 homers. Go-ahead run is now at the plate. Even something in the gap will tie this game with 1 out. 2 on. The pitch from Brand. He's going to square to bunt, and Clayton bunts it foul. That's, you know, I mean, it's a situation where if you do get it down, you get 2 runners into scoring position with 2 outs, but you only give yourself 1 more chance. Yes, a base hit would score both runs. Now it's 0-2, or 0-1 rather, to the 2-hitter. The pitch, and he takes slider up above his head for a ball, and Brand has kind of missed that pitch up there, trying to get a grip on the baseball, rubbing it up.
Yeah, Brand just hasn't had his usual feel for the strike zone today. But you got to adapt. You got to find ways to get outs.
Pinch runner Ishii on second. Sawamura on first. Lots of speed. 1-1. Taken upstairs by Clayton.
At this point, if I'm the Crawdads, and just as I say this, Edward Saeed starting to stretch out in the bullpen. You got to think about, can you leave Miles Brand in this game for too much longer?
Looks like head coach James Bishop for the Barons calling the time at third. The third base coach pulls his hitter to the side for an offensive meeting. Is also Winchell going to take this time to chat with Miles Brand?
It's got to be simple here in this battery meeting. Keep it about finding the strike zone, dial it up. As a catcher, if you're Winchell, you just got to make it as easy as you possibly can for Brand.
3 runs on 7 hits in the ballgame for the Barons. They've made 2 errors in the field, one of which led to an unearned run. Crawdads 5 runs on 6 hits, no errors made. And obviously an error would loom huge here with 2 on and 1 out. 2-1 pitch coming to Clayton. Brand, he'll fire. It's taken just below the zone. Winchell, I think, got crossed up, didn't catch it. And so he'll get a new baseball. He's a close pitch that if he squeezes, may be able to frame up.
Right.
That was a total cross up, I think.
Got to leave another pitch low in the zone. See if you can get Clayton to, be goaded into a swing that puts the ball on the ground.
3 balls, 1 strike to Clayton. The pitch is taken inside, ball 4. Tying run now moves to scoring position, and the bases are loaded.
Force at every base for Walnut Creek. That's what you got to be thinking about right now, and Miles Brand has to find a way into the strike zone.
More power in the form of Jason Delviar at the plate. Bases are loaded. Miles Brand needs to dial in and make some of the biggest pitches of his life. Crawdads lead by 2 in game 1. 2 outs away. 1 pitch could end it for them. There's a fastball that's down below the zone. Winchell can't come up with it again, and that one probably a strike if he hangs on.
Yeah.
That's 2 fastballs that he's dropped.
This is just so uncharacteristic of both Winchell and Brand.
Yeah. Big time pressure moments as Edward Saeed continues to warm up. 1-0 to Delviar, and Brand needs to get in the zone. The pitch, swing and a miss. Delviar wanted a slam there.
Yeah, he was looking for all of it, and he's going to. There's 1 out. You got to trust that a power hitter is going to try and knock 1 out of the park, so use that aggressiveness against him.
Base hit to the outfield, ties the game. Potentially could give them the lead as well. 1-1. Tapped foul at the plate. Winchell just avoids the contact of that one. Thankfully so. So now 1-2. Brand is ahead. Double started the inning. That was Nigel Buckley. Sean Ishii came in to pinch run for him. He's at third. And Isaac Ocampo, the pinch hitter, flied out to left. Eiji Sawamura walked and got up to second on the walk by Clayton right after him.
If you're Brand, got to leave a fastball outer third.
1 pitch could end it for Walnut Creek. The 1-2. Swung on and flown into center field. Bull coming in a few steps. He will make the catch. Both runners tag. Now stopping between second and third is Sawamura. So Ishii will score. And just like we mentioned, that run that comes in now via a sac fly, the Crawdads, they'll take it. It doesn't necessarily matter because you get the second out, but you do concede a run. It's a 1-run ball game.
That's such a careful if game to play, Harry. It doesn't matter if you get the third out, and that has not been guaranteed right now. And another really great bat, Nick Sanders. He's been so fantastic all season long for the Barons. He's been clutch. Gotta find a way to put him away.
Has a hit today all the way back in the third. That's the only in 4 appearances so far. He's 1 for 4. Brand looking to slam the door in game 1 and record the save. 5-4, Crawdads lead it. Sawamura on second, Clayton on first. From the stretch, the pitch is taken just up above the zone for ball 1. Fans here not happy about that call, and Nick Sanders was on it. He's very calm, cool, and collected at the plate.
It's been called a strike all game.
Couple of deep breaths from both pitcher and hitter. Looking quietly confident as Sanders. Brand the 1-0. Just outside, taken for ball 2. So these pitches that have been very close, pitches that have been called strikes now. Tightening up is Eric Thompson here in the top of the 9th, where the Barons have chased home 1. Crawdads 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th, gave him a 5-3 lead. It's now 5-4. Tying run on second, go ahead on first with 2 down. 2-0 pitch to Sanders. Brand delivers, and it's a slider right down the middle, taken for a strike. So 2-1. The Crawdads, their second appearance in the CCL Championship Series in the last 3 years. They got swept in 2024, trying to get their first win. 2-1 to Sanders. Up and in, and he bends out of the way on the slider, and now he's way ahead, 3-1. If you're Brand, Charlie, the slider hasn't really been there. 3-1 count, you got to attack.
Yeah, you got to go to the fastball here. I mean, heck, leave it high and in on Sanders. Try to dot that corner. But gosh, it feels like nothing he's been able to do has worked.
David Aguirre on deck. Nick Sanders trying to get this game to him. 3-1. Hit out to left center field. Bull tracking over to his right. He's camped under it, and he makes the catch. The center fielder that has not been out there for the last 8 games records the final out in game 1 of the 2026 CCL Championship. As Miles Brand gets close, but records the save. 5-4, the Crawdads win game 1 at home.
And fans can exhale at least for now, but job's not finished for Walnut Creek. Still potentially 2 more games in this series. It's best of 3. The Crawdads obviously have their foot on the gas right now, but they just barely escaped. We talked about how evenly matched these 2 teams were, Harry. This is going to be back and forth all series long. It's not going to be easy for either to win this thing.
Excellent pitching today, and timely offense is the story. We'll break this game down for you on the post-game show. As well as that, we'll have a Crawdad, a player of the game, will join us post-game. Post-game show brought to you by Up the Creek Records. Up the Creek, a great record shop right next to the Ace Hardware in downtown Walnut Creek. They buy and sell new and used vinyl records, CDs, and cassettes, as well as skateboard gear and a variety of other fun gifts like yo-yos and hacky sacks. They also have an all-ages live music venue that hosts local bands every weekend, so check out who's playing at upthecreekrecords.com or their Instagram at upthecreekrecords. Let's check out what's been happening up the creek, and for the Crawdads, a 5-4 nail-biter victory and just an absolute classic in Game 1 of the 2026 CCL Championship. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors made. 7 left on for the Crawdads. 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Academy Barons, as we're welcoming our player of the game onto the broadcast, brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth. This includes the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads, and our player of the game today, Elijah Ramos, 2 for 4, scored a run, drove into 2 of the biggest runs of the game that started it off for the Crawdads. Back in the 4th inning, Elijah, we talked about needing production from the bottom of the order today. When you're in that 9 spot, what's the approach?
I mean, the approach is I'm doing whatever it takes right now, especially, these are some big games, good arms today that we saw. So I was just trying to put good at-bats together just to get us on the board and get something going. I had a chance in my first at-bat to drive in the first run as well. And, I wanted to do something my second at-bat, and there's 2 big runs right there for sure.
Elijah, you guys face some of the hardest throwing pitching that the Crawdads have seen all season. Is there an adjustment that as hitters you all have to make in order to face that, or is it just kind of business as usual?
For sure. I mean, seeing those arms are a little different, but the dugout talk is for sure helpful. That's the big thing is what are you saying on next guy is passing the torch, and that's very important in seeing really good arms like that. And I think that is why we succeeded today, and we found ways to put good at-bats together, put good swings off, and especially against those arms, really good arms for sure.
And what's the message after a big win like that? Obviously 1 win away from taking the CCL title, but still got to get the job done. What's the message from head coach Brant Cummings?
I mean, for sure, I think we're going to ride emotion high tonight, but once we wake up tomorrow morning, it's a brand new day, and it's time to do the same exact thing and put the same energy forward. It's not time to get complacent, and it's time to go win it. We have 1 more game to win it, and let's go do it.
Bases loaded, kind of jam in the top of the 9th, Elijah. As a defender, what are you telling yourself in order to be able to get your team out of it and do your part?
Oh, for sure. I'm telling myself I'm going to make any play left to right. I'm putting my body on the line. I'm diving for any ball, keeping it in the infield, talking to my guys, making sure that we're on the same page and making sure the energy's high and know that we're behind our pitcher, talking to our pitcher, and making sure that he knows that, pound the strike zone, we got you. That's the main thing.
Well, in this postseason run, the infield defense has been absolutely outstanding. Seems like nothing can get past you guys. Has there been kind of a change in the approach or just business as usual?
I mean, I think business as usual. We got, we said we got 4 shortstops playing. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is, being athletic and going out there and just playing the game hard and whatever position you're at. That's the main thing, and you see that every single day.
Well, we thank you very much, Elijah, for hopping on the show. A couple times you've been on here, and we love to always have you on the mic.
For sure. I appreciate you guys.
Incredible Game 1 performance. Elijah Ramos, player of the game. Couple nice plays in the field as well. He was 2 for 4, drove in 2 runs. Crawdads win it 5-4. We'll take a quick break on the Up the Creek post-game show. When we come back, we'll finish breaking down the game and give you the sweet play of the game. Final lines on the day for the Crawdads. 5 innings from Alessandro Martinez. 5 hits, 3 runs, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. Alex Gomez, who gets the win, went 3 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. He earned that win, absolutely, pitching those big swing middle innings. And Miles Brand gets the save, locks it down in a high-pressured 9th inning. Tate Foxen on the other end for the Academy Barons gets the loss, surrendered what ended up being the game-winning run for the Crawdads. And it was just a very well pitched game, very well played game. And couple of nice plays in the field segues us into today's sweet play of the game, brought to you by Batter and Icing, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Batter and Icing is a locally owned custom bakery with 2 retail outlets in Danville and Pleasant Hill. Since 2018, they've been creating everything from birthday and wedding cakes to corporate event desserts, all made fresh with quality ingredients and plenty of creativity. Learn more or place an order using the Crawdads fundraiser, part of the Order Online tab at www.batterandicing.com. Orders can be picked up at any Crawdads home game, and it feels like there's one that really sticks out today, not just for how amazing the play was, but the fact that it was kind of unprecedented. So top of the second inning, David Aguirre leads things off, rips a ball that looks like it's bound for extra bases in the pull side left center field gap, but one left fielder who I thought was Daniel Pulasic makes a full extension diving play into the gap, glove side, makes the catch, robs him of extra bases. In fact, it turned out that it was Shane Aldridge who had relieved Daniel Pulasic after an inning of work. Pulasic out after the first inning, but Shane Aldridge, you always seem to see that the baseball gods, when you're newly inserted into the game, they'll test you. They tested Aldridge with one of the most difficult tests I've ever seen, and he made an unbelievable play.
Absolutely. Probably one of the defensive plays of the year, Harry. I mean, obviously, just because it's the championship game, it saved so much for Walnut Creek, but he completely laid out, just was able to ice cream cone that catch, working to the glove side, so to his left. And, man, what a fantastic play. He's got so much range, so much speed out there that he and Bull create a stalwart defense wherever the two of them are playing. It's just fantastic, and very well-deserved sweet play of the game.
Absolutely, and what a job well done by Aldridge out there. What a job well done by the Crawdads. Hey, let's do this thing. Same time tomorrow, 4 p.m. right here on the Crawdads live stream network. Crawdads versus Barons, Game 2 in the CCL Championship. Crawdads will be the designated away team, even though they're here at Monte Vista, their home field. So the Barons will be batting in the bottom of every inning. Charlie Limoncelli will be there to take you through the 9 innings of play-by-play action. Crawdads looking to sweep for its first ever CCL Championship. Wouldn't that be something?
Oh, yeah. It'd be amazing, Harry. Stay tuned, folks. It's going to be awesome.
Well, that will do it for us today. Crawdads looking to get the job done tomorrow, but just have to go 1-1 to take this thing home at Monte Vista High School. For Charlie Limoncelli, our producer, Jack Brooks, and our player of the game, Elijah Ramos, we thank you all for tuning in. And again, we'll see you at the same time tomorrow. This has been Harry Setrakian signing off. Until then.